Live. Okay, welcome back to another episode of Survivors of Tarnstead. Which, we're going to probably have to change that soon because we're losing a lot of the Tarnsteaders, frankly.
I mean, there's not very many survivors.
Can we just call ourselves a global acquisitions company now?
No.
Now, soon it'll be Survivors of Beacon. Don't you guys worry about it.
Yeah, I was just saying. I'm sorry, Survivors of Bacon.
And we're going to start in our usual means of introduction.
First, threatening, apparently.
Yes. First up, we have Blackheart as
Carrick Marsk.
We have Kronos as
RG Thal.
We have Hadden as
Telde.
Marcus as
Corvus Adalas.
Sammy as
Gifton Brockgren.
Tobias as
Caspia Pia Steelshot.
And you have me, Addy, as your friendly DM. Who would like to give the recap?
I'll do it. I need an inspiration.
Okie dokie.
All right.
It's your art inspiration.
I still need to do the recap, so.
Someone sucked up the brownie.
So Cassie, we started the session with returning to Cassie, who had ran out of Winded by herself. She ran out into the fields afar, laid down, sitting some of her baked goods that she had left with her, and was kind of like, hey, whoever wants some, go ahead, and then just kind of kicked back. And nothing happened for a great long time until eventually she heard of something coming up on her, and it was in fact her brother, with a big heavy rucksack on his back and a knife at his hip, and he seemed very perplexed to see Cassie there. Cassie and him had an interchange where he explained that he had to go to Surdur to make arrangements for all of the found weaponry and things like that, and figure out what was left of the holdings to make good on what they need to owe and pay for the nobles, and also just to kind of get the stuff handled and get rid of, because it's the responsible thing to do, and he's a responsible boy. Cassie kept trying to find different ways to draw him back down to Beacon and hang out with her. He seemed fairly resistant. The last thing that she did was give one of her hand axes to him, but saying that, but it's part of a set, so I really need that back. That was pretty subtle, and he ended up leaving. Moments after he left, Cassie got word from, going back to Dulwood. Gifton hired about 12 people to go help Sister Gardner go tend to the temple. Telde went to the Dulwood Keep, meeting with the scribe Price. He found out about a band of gnolls, a brigand group called the Slick Hand, and two various people who witnessed some sort of strange manner of strangeness that they wouldn't fully go into that was on the board. One person was named Shayna. She was hanging out by the docks. Just ask for Shayna. And then there's Quinnell, a merchant. The party, except for Cass, met back up. Gifton bossed everybody around for a little bit, basically telling Corvus, hey, every morning and every night I want you to check Carrick for the heebie-jeebies, make him take his ring off and things like that, and also that Cassie wanted to ride back, and seeing if Corvus wanted to go get her, because Gifton wanted to have everybody go see the Capes, and we found out that Telde had went and met with the scribe and had kind of let known that the group was in town, that kind of filtered through everybody at the keep. So Telde sent a message to Cassie. Cassie was very excited and expecting to run all the way back down, back to get her brother as soon as everybody showed up. There was a lot of confused commentary about that. Out of character, a lot of people panicked of going, oh, please don't take him into the empty. In character, it ended up being, it was going to be really complicated because it was going to need a whole bunch of Telde spells for doing sending spells to make it work, so they ended up just coming back. During the first bit of travel, though, Telde did get talked to by the Dreamer. He had a strange conversation that none of us were privy to. Corvus knows that the conversation happened and asked Telde to write about it. When Telde and him got through to the other side, unfortunately it was raining, and Telde wrote nothing because it was raining. And Telde wrote nothing. And the group managed to get back together in Dulwood, went over to see the Capes, had a really nice time seeing the Capes. We got to see Corvus and his nephew reunite. Got to tell a couple things to the Capes. Carrick and Talia eventually went off with Lucian to go read the Big Book of Dragons, that's where they disappeared during the session. And Gifton's father showed up, and argumentation began because he doesn't want his dear sweet little daughter heading south again, and she is being carted away outside to get put into a carriage to head back to explain herself to her mother and hopefully meet back with the party who is having dinner with the Capays. By the way, the player also remembers that we told a certain barkeep that we were coming back for dinner that night, and that he should save plates for us. So my bad. I think that's everything.
It just means I'm.
By nobles.
Well, I mean, we could still send him some notice that not to, because it's pretty early still.
I guess I could send a message.
Well, no, don't worry. Don't worry. If you don't do it, I will.
I mean, I can just enlarge Dingus and he can eat all the meals.
All right. Very nice. Take a little inspiration.
Oh my god, I got one again. This is good. I need it. My parents hate me.
Right. So, Gifton, you headed out of the Capay Manor into the lovely carriage that your father has apparently been giving use of.
Mm-hmm.
And started trundling along to Edward's tailor shop.
Trundle.
Hey, Dad.
Yes, dear.
I'm sorry. I'm just really full of a lot of feelings right now, and
Yeah,
I yeah, thanks. But I'd love it if you came down, but I honestly think I should be coming up.
I mean, no, of course you're more than welcome to come up and stay with us.
I should at least help get things settled for like the first week or two, and then maybe we ride the pregnancy out up here with you. I mean, it'd be safer. And I mean, I don't know when Cassie's or any of them are going to get around to making us a house. And I'd love it if you came down to help us get things settled, though, to just get them started. I worry about them. And I promised.
He nods, sort of reaching in, sort of taking your hand and giving it a light pat.
I don't know how to be good at this, and I shouldn't be resisting you. I'm sorry. I know you just want what's right for us.
Look, we'll go down together, and we'll get things started down there, and then we'll see how you feel. I mean, I'd like you to come back up here. I really would. Safe walls and...
I can make really safe walls down there. I know I could if I had the time, but I'm just not going to have the time. It's going to go so quick,
Yes.
Anyway, let's go see.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I think coming back up here would be a good idea. But I don't want to force you. I know you like your freedom now.
But you're better at being a parent than I ever will hope to be, so I definitely will take your judgment into account, okay?
Yeah, he gives you actually a sort of sad smile at that. I think you were saying that.
I heard my dad ride out the rest of the ride.
Yeah. Back at the Capay Manor.
Haha, I got away!
For now.
Freedom.
You have to survive Mom. Yeah, you successfully survived the easier of the two encounters.
Upstairs, in the care of the beloved Capay, Master of Magic, Lucian. Carrick. And Talia.
Yes.
He's currently leafing through a book with you. Familiar one to you, Carrick. Okay, so Red, yes. Yes. What did you say your name was? Talia Ixinoff. And your mother? Oh god, the DM has to open up her notes. 1 second, guys. Emergency. I even knew I was going to have to be doing this.
Let's see who can find it first. Probably the GM.
Yeah.
So how does it feel to know that you're gonna finally find out how crazy her mom actually is? You could actually have a genuinely insane mother-in-law if the dragon thing holds out.
Maybe.
It's going to turn out, last place she was seen was a little bit north of Winden. She was a storm dragon.
She might be
Of the blue dragon.
She might be assigned a new name because I can't find my Talia document.
Oh no.
One of those where I've got so many notes, so many pages.
Yes, I think this is what will happen. Okay. Talia. No, that's terrible. Terrible. That's terrible.
I'm gonna check my Winden notes because we might have had it.
I can't would have been after that because
I don't know if I ever gave it to you guys.
You did say it.
You did say
I
it because
did?
because we had Lynn have to get told it.
Yes.
That's right.
That's why I'm trying to see if I have it in my notes.
Well, what's going to happen is Talia is going to give Lucian the name, and the DM will retrack that back down later. And Lucian is actually going to start leafing through the book.
Apparently, I wrote down that Talia's a Capricorn.
Her last name was Exynoth, which I don't think
Yes.
fits that.
And her dad was named Martin Bellows, and yeah, I apparently don't have the mom's name written down, but we did have
That
it
we
before.
found that later. That's why I'm having a hard time with my notes because there's so much.
Oh, but anyway,
Okay. And after a good 10 minutes of sort of leafing through things, Talia's sitting there fidgeting nervously with you. Lucian actually goes, here we go. Okay. Yes, you come from quite an extensive line of Reds. Trace your lineage back quite far. I mean, I have your ancestral grounds, but I don't know if she would go there. I mean, it's somewhere at least, right? And she's going to look at you, Carrick.
It's a start.
I don't know if she knew about them, though. Well,
Since out of character, since I've seen the book, were there any pictures on any that I had seen while you were leafing through?
there are quite a few pictures in there. Most of notable dragons, and they are, interpretive drawings most of the time. Very few are actually direct visual representations. I don't know if this helps much. I mean, I do have some books on draconic magic. Maybe you want to try some scrying, some sort of arcana method.
Out of character to Gifton, you mentioned you can do that now
I
since
have
I wasn't
said
there for the.
repeatedly
Okay.
in front of everybody that I can scry.
I'm just making sure because I wasn't there when you did the.
I
least
did
one
it
of them.
at all the meetings we've been having. I keep saying, reminder everybody,
Yeah.
I can scry. I can try to help anybody with anything weird like that.
Our dear little Gifton actually can scry, it seems.
Oh, in that case, I mean, do you have anything of your mother's? And Talia shakes her head. I mean, there's always blood magic.
That one I don't know a whole lot
I will
about.
bathe in the blood of my friends.
Well, I assume you know that most people are connected to their parents through the blood, yes?
Yes.
It's possible to try and pull upon that connection to help the scrying along. It's a little bit of a lengthy, expensive process, but it's doable. You'd need a couple of mages to pull it off, though, but I'd be willing to lend my hand.
I don't know how well I can assist with that, but of course I am.
You're
Going to try.
magically adept, aren't you?
Yes.
then I'm sure we could pull it off. You and me together.
We're gonna turn somebody into a chicken. Out of character. Not
I'm gonna try and tell you into a chicken.
you have
I could
polymorph,
turn-
right?
I could turn her into a chicken with polymorph. Yeah, I might do that for funsies.
Could we do it to someone else?
No, I just want to blame it on the two of you
Couples
for why
in
you're
this
drunk.
party are into some really weird stuff.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Perhaps best not to do it here, though. It can be a messy affair.
I just could look over at Talia, of course, if only if you were willing to.
I think I'd like to know. I mean, even if it's just get a message out to her, you know.
I wonder.
And I'd like to see if she's safe.
I understand that. Is there anything special we need to get or have?
1 second, and he actually gets up and goes to pull another book from the shelf, which he sort of leafs through a bit. We're going, here we go. We'll need some mercury. Let's see, I have these powders. Charcoal, that's simple enough. If you can procure me some mercury, I think we'll be good. Oh, and some decent chalks. For ritual drawing, you know, magical.
Trying to remember the thing I got. That was like that's paint, not chalk. I'll have to go see what I can find here. Do we want to do this today, or it's?
I'm not busy.
Probably. How close is it to dinner time?
It's
By the way,
pretty close to dinner time. And besides, if we do it after dinner, you know, it should get darker out, and ritual's always more fun at night.
So many thoughts are there, so many comments. I think I have time before dinner to go try to procure some of these things.
You'd probably be
Or is
late
it-
to dinner, but depends whether you want that scenario.
No.
You could probably also mangle a servant to
Yeah.
get that mercury. This is a noble house after all.
Do you know of any places that would have mercury and chalk here in?
Oh, yes, mercury's easy to get. There's a few alchemists here, there's a hatter. There's quite a few places to get it.
Well, it is getting close to dinner. I don't think I could be able to get there
Yes,
and back before.
we could send a servant out for it.
I can provide coin to purchase them. Nabi. Wait, Nabi. Which one's Nabi? Oh, that's right. That's right. That was one of his. I for some reason think that was from the city, one of the city guards. No, I don't want to send him because I might not get my money back.
You'll get some money back. It'll just be a lot more expensive than it really was.
Yeah, I know. I know better. But yeah, I can provide coin to get the items purchased.
Magical talk might be a little trickier, but you're in good terms with Maris, yes?
Unless something has soured in our time away. But I do not believe that anything has changed.
Don't worry, give me
might-
5 minutes down the street. I can sour our relationship with Mary.
Might want to ask a favour of him then.
Guys, remember why I wanted to cast Mirage Arcane?
Middle of town square.
Yeah.
It looks like it's outside the Illian Temple suddenly. Including the giant plants. Yes. Can we be flipped onto the city map, bro?
Yeah, of course.
I don't
That-
like when she
that
uses that
tone.
tone of voice.
I just had to remove the
Course.
fires real quick.
I just couldn't remember how close we are. Whoa.
Just a giant.
Oh, we're
You're on the
straight
other end of the
so
city.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Wolf keep.
Well, I was going to see
Okay.
if we were close. I was going to
Cool.
go, but I do not believe that I have time for it. Definitely.
I mean, if you flew, you'd get there quick.
you'd just be missing the starters.
Yeah, but I don't want to disrespect. the
Oh.
rest of the campaign.
Oh, please. Our stuffy old brother isn't here, and we're more than understanding.
Okay, I will go see what I can procure from.
The longer you hem and haw about it, the more food you're missing.
Okay, well, I'm
Also,
going.
remember, you can dash.
Yeah, I know. My flight speed isn't any faster than. I just get to go straight line as opposed to going around everything. This is where we find out that they have installed anti-air ballistas.
And it is a sizable ritual circle, so make sure you do procure enough. And he's actually going to hold up a sort of charting to you, and yeah, the dimensions it's listing, it's quite substantial. It should fill a decent sized room.
Okay, I will go to the keep and see what I can get from here. Why did I just want to say Mirist?
Don't know. But, well, good luck to you. I do hope you can find it. Otherwise, that is going to be an order that will take some time to get here.
Yes. Well, I shall hurry.
And he puts his book back on the table, not reshelving it because it's going to be used. For sort of gesturing for you and Talia to go ahead of him.
I will let Talia go first because.
And you guys head back downstairs to, the rest of you hear them coming back down. You've been sort of caught up in polite conversation.
I must excuse myself for a short time. We are going to try something after dinner to help Talia find her mother, but I need to go get us some reagents before then.
Nothing we have on hand? Callan asks, sort of standing up to meet you.
From what I understand from your brother, no.
No. You remember that me wanting some magical talks and such, and you said no, it's a waste? Yes. How about that, brother? And Callan just gives him a dirty look before sighing a bit and goes, well, in that case, I hope we see you back soon enough. Don't want you to miss dinner.
Yes, I will hurry. The joy of having wings, straight line, and all
So
that.
Lucian's gonna come with us down to Beacon, right? Because
And Talia gives you a quick hug and a sort of kiss on the cheek and just says, don't be too long.
I won't. Don't let Lucian sweep you off your feet.
Oh, I don't worry. I think he's a bit much.
posh. Carrick standing there glowing like the nobility he's never been, but he is now. Perfectly trimmed outfit.
Hey, mainly because we used our cleansing stone before.
Right, so you're gonna head on out?
Yes.
You're gonna flap on there, or are you just gonna go on the streets?
Honestly, I'm trying to do this as quickly as I can, so it's going to be far quicker to just go straight. and
Okay. Right, so
bypass.
you take to the air. The rest of you, Lucian and Callan, will sort of see to getting you seated for dinner. Gifton.
Yep. I'm casting guidance on myself. I'm going to very, very quietly, like, trying not to be too, just kind of do a silent little prayer of, Maris, help me out of this one.
Yes, and the carriage comes to a halt, and Care will help you on out.
Mm-hmm.
As your father hops out as well.
Yeah.
And then Care will sort of resume being tiny to head on in because he feels this is appropriate, going arm in arm with you.
All right, I don't know. I'm just gonna go. Did you realize this is probably a big mom altercation? Are you sure you want to not have that defense?
I don't know. I mean,
there is something to be said for being small and hard to hit.
I mean, honestly, it's your mother. Shouldn't you sort of just don't you want to go and talk to her on your own and you know,
Not involve me in any way, shape, or form.
Oh, my big strong husband, of course. I'll go see her by myself.
And your father actually sort of steps up behind both of you, and you get a hand on your shoulder. He gets a hand on his shoulder, and come along, you two.
Oh no.
Bono.
Yeah, and I will go in. I'm assuming there's like a door open, a crack or something. 'Cause they expect the brownies at this
there
point.
is now actually a smaller door set in.
Aww.
Yeah. And it's actually quite ornate and elaborate, as if to draw attention to it from anyone that'd be bigger as well. Because this is the famous shop with the brownie
Taylor.
set. Yeah.
Your gift is gonna give that a look.
Yes. It's a thing. And you head on in.
It's nicer, at least in the shop up north. I should tell you about that sometime. We met the brownies around the shop up north. They have to deal with a real door.
Listen, you are momentarily surprised as you open that door and there is a ding ding from above you.
Ding-ding?
Yes.
A little bell.
A little bell rings as you head on in through that door.
Oh, Mom doesn't let you have anything, does she?
And you just hear the familiar voice of Edward calling, a moment, before he steps on out and goes, Mr. Gifton, Care.
Hey!
Oh,
It's so good to see you!
Buddy, your daughter's back. You see him sort of yelling up the stairs.
Looks like there's been some changes. How's everything been? I haven't heard too much. I heard everything's going okay from Mom's messages.
Oh, yes, things are going just fine. Quite a few orders in. Your mother is very popular, and you look different.
Wait till Mom gets down. I'll explain a bit more. She says with a smile, looking at her dad like, yeah, I probably shouldn't say it, right?
And there's the thump 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 of rapid footfalls down the stairs. Human-sized ones, by the sounds of it.
I'm gonna tense a bit.
Yeah. Before you see your human-sized mother coming around the corner, out of the stairwell. But the moment she's actually on the ground floor, she is rushing over and throwing off her ring. And you are immediately engulfed in a very tight hug.
Oh, hey, Mom. Guess what?
Oh, Gifton, it's so good to see you. Oh, you look... And her hands just fly up to her face.
You're gonna be a grandma.
And there are instantly tears welling up in
And
her
I
eyes.
look over at Edward and go, she's gonna be a grandma.
Congratulations. And
I to leave.
and your mother embraces you very tightly again, actually starting to bawl.
Oh, Mom.
Oh my god! Oh, why didn't you say anything? You've been keeping it secret for how long have you been keeping this a secret?
It's been like a month, maybe.
No, that's not how it works.
Oh, yes, it is, Mom. Remember when I told you we went and saved that little girl and I didn't really go into it? I just
Yes.
said, yeah, well, we got a blessing from a goddess, and it was to make sure that we had a safe pregnancy, but apparently it doesn't work really good on Faye, and I'm having a lot of kids. Anyway, we need you and me should have a nice mommy-daughter day and go to the Mayuri church and find out how many it is, because I've been told it's maybe 10.
Thump.
She's staring at you.
I'm not joking, Mom.
Listen, Kara and I got way too much practice.
I'm-
Turns out we're really good at this.
I'm sure that
I recently found out about the many. Because I didn't think we were even pregnant, and it just happened, Mom.
Okay, honey, I know we didn't have this talk much, but I'm sure you're just confused. So why don't we'll go get you checked out and alleviate any fears you have, and you'll see that you hadn't noticed is all. Yes, okay, right. Edward, I'm going to be going out with my daughters.
We're gonna we've been invited to the Capes for dinner tonight, Mom.
Oh, really? Oh, that's
Yeah,
lovely.
we were stopping over to see them because I was figuring I'd end up spending the rest of the night with you, but then they invited us to dinner, and I was like, well, you gotta get you guys.
Look at
And...
you, my little girl. Oh.
Oh, and Edward, I'm sorry I didn't get to meet with your friend up in Cuthwaite. Everything kind of went bad up there before I got to meet with them. I did get to do some work up in Wyndon, though.
Yes, I had received news about what happened in Cuthwaite. Well, things happen, don't they?
Mm-hmm. I did get some time up in Wyndon, though, and they know that there's brownie tailors down here in Dulwood.
Oh, marvelous! Hopefully, we'll see some more business then.
Oh, hopefully.
Although I'm not really sure we can take it.
Oh, are you pretty flooded?
Just a tad. Working day and night.
Oh, so that's great, but terrible. I do know where we can get some more brownies. I say with a grin.
Well, if you
No,
wish
I
to...
mean actually up in Wintercroft, but we probably need to get Dad to talk to him.
Oh, Wintercroft, your father sort of looks over at you. You've met more?
Yeah, I met two kids. They weren't supposed to talk to us because we were hanging out with the group, but we saw them hiding up in the rafters. So we went up and talked to them. They're really sweet kids, but there's apparently a bunch of brownies living up in Wintercroft.
Oh, marvelous. I wonder if we can send word over there.
Yeah, I was actually thinking maybe because Carrick's mom, she got married to a gentleman that runs a tavern over there, and I was thinking if I could just kind of sneak you and me over there, you could maybe infiltrate.
Oh, that's worth considering.
Go say hi,
Yes, it'd be nice.
We could definitely get them the distance without trouble, but or something.
It'd be nice to meet another community, or however it goes.
Yeah, we're also talking about taking the Capes up to Wyndon. I could do magical teleportation now, so we can go places the same day. But there's
should you be doing that? Like you are?
It doesn't take anything. It just kind of it happens. It doesn't really exhaust me at all. But
Your mother looks doubtful.
But I can open up the trees and then we can go up there. And then there's two brownie families living in Wyndon that are really nice. And I'd love for you to meet them. I was going to take the Capes up there as kind of like a little gift because I thought it'd be kind of nice for the kids to get to go see the library. And I was thinking we could go see the brownies. And you could meet my the new families that we met up there, and it would be kind of neat to there's not that many families that we know, so. Your
father's just nodding as if yes, keep talking. She hasn't noticed that I came in with you yet.
Yeah, but it'd be kind of a nice thing. But oh mom, I have to show you the music box they made me. It is amazing.
Music box.
It's a mechanical box, and when you open it, it plays a song, and it is so pretty. And they made it for me while I was up in Wyndon. And cloth. I have to tell you, Edward. Do you know she starts like clicking her fingers together like she's trying to remember the name of it. There's a.
And he's sort of looking at you like, come on, you can do it.
Drider silk.
Oh, Drider silk, yes.
I have several bolts of Drider silk, and
how did you manage that?
I also have a couple bolts of I can't remember what it's called. It's really fancy. It's good for cold weather. I got it in the Vardo. This is the player playing on it and doesn't remember because she's staring at it in her inventory and saying, "No, I'm not going to say it."
Wait, how did you get Drider silk?
Varan wool. That's what it's called. Varan wool.
How did you get Varan wool? There's only a couple of merchant guilds have trade agreements to get their hands on that stuff.
Oh, well, I've got a bunch of it in the Vardo. I was thinking I could bring it by. I'm not going to be able to probably work for a bit, but I know you and Mom could probably do a lot with it.
I've never tried to do anything with Drider silk.
Oh, I think that would be kind of fun. I wanted at least for you to make your own outfit for it, and Mom, maybe something for you, and then Dad maybe. But we've got a bunch of it, and it'd be kind of great. We kind of found it in a place where I rescued a. But listen, there was a lot of things that happened. Also, Dingus has a girlfriend, and she's gonna have eggs.
Who?
So we're gonna have a whole lot of little, Dingus, my pseudo dragon. Mom.
Oh yeah, yes, your pet. Okay, yes.
Yeah, not my pet, Mom. but anyway, they're gonna have eggs, so we're gonna have baby pseudo dragons or baby brownies.
Oh, is that safe?
Oh, what do you mean?
I mean, you're not going to try and she sort of makes biting motions.
Oh, Mom. No.
What? They're
smart.
animals.
They talk. He talks.
Oh, I don't know.
Also, I mean, you don't let little children of different sizes play together anyway, Mom. That's just not safe. They wouldn't understand. Maybe when they're older.
Maybe. No, this is so lovely. Right, we're going to go outward. Wait. And she's now sort of looking at her husband. Did you bring her in the carriage? Yes. Did you tell your father first?
Well, to be fair, I didn't really have to tell him. He kind of walked in while we were talking to the...
You went to see the Capes first?
I told you we were going to the Capes because we thought we would be spending the rest of the night here.
But you're supposed to come in and see us first.
Mom, if I'd come here first, I wouldn't have left all night. You know it.
You should.
We would.
Yes.
You know it. And everybody else wanted to go do things too, and I didn't want to be a troublemaker.
I know that Callan is a lord, but he can wait until tomorrow.
Well, I also wanted to, as a visiting lady, make sure to say my appropriations to the other houses.
Oh, don't say that. No. No. It's not.
Oh, yeah. Did we tell you that? We didn't tell you that, did we?
No.
No. Yeah.
And
we got.
He's actually sort of looking more at his wife when he says that.
Yeah, we got lady and lordship in after the king's party or princess party. Me and Kara are a lady and a lord now, Mom.
She actually looks a little worried when you say that. That's I mean, that's good, right?
Yeah, it's kind of weird though because of the whole Shayla. Nobody likes that, right?
It feels like that.
It feels wrong, doesn't it?
I mean, it's nice that you have it, but I feel like that's the kind of thing that would
attract the wrong attention.
Yes.
Yeah. We're telling some people, but I don't think we're gonna tell everybody. I think it's just better if we don't.
Oh, nonsense! I mean, being a lord and lady. Oh, that means I have a lord and lady in my shop right now. Hello, my lords and my lady.
But you have them in here all the time.
Yes, but it's always a delight to have new ones. I can. Oh, just keeping it down low. I suppose I can't brag about that.
No. You've already.
Well, I imagine my shop is so fine it is visited by even fey lords and ladies.
I'll have somebody bring the silk and the wool by.
Are you quite sure that is some very, very expensive thing?
I was thinking that maybe we'd get a suit made for, something for the Shire Eve and maybe a couple pieces for the Capes. I won't have time for it, but there should be plenty of extra.
You and
Mom and
you're just going to be handing that out?
Well, I had to use it in Wyndon to make a whole bunch of emergency outfits for a freaking royal party we had to go to. That was terrifying.
At first, he looks vaguely horrified when you mentioned just using it to make emergency outfits, but when you mentioned the royal party part, his face sort of calms a little bit and goes, "Oh, well, I suppose that's a fine use for them."
And I swear, all RG wants to wear is shorts and a shirt. So I'm just lucky I've got her into a dress again.
I believe I'm trying to say this in the kindest way possible, but that fabric would be wasted on a lot of us, and I include myself in this. I don't imagine the Shire Eve needs tried a silk.
No. Well, at the very least, I have a feeling like Marissa's gonna need an outfit, and probably maybe Kara can tell you it'll be okay. Oh, Mom, did I tell you? I told you. Remember, I told you the Carrick was seeing that dragon girl, and I thought it was really cute. I think he's gonna ask her to marry him. He's been working on a ring, and he had me help him make a wedding ring.
Oh.
Anyway, but when we got to town, RG immediately proposed to Marissa. They're gonna get married.
No, honey, so you're going to be having children?
Yeah.
I know that you and Care got married in the human fashion, but would you consider holding a brownie ceremony, perhaps, just for tradition's sake?
We kind of were already talking about that, Mom.
You are? That's marvelous.
We talked about it a while back, and while I was up in Wyndon, I made a lot of money, and I got something, and she's gonna motion to Care her the backpacks, and I so pull out the paperwork.
Care gives you that sort of stare of like, wait, what am I doing for a moment?
And pull up the paperwork and go, we own the land the tree's on now, Mom. So nobody will cut it down.
She actually suddenly looks a little choked up again.
We can go do it there, okay? Just like you and Dad and Grandma and Grandpa and all of them.
And she just sort of covers her mouth and has it.
Pull her into a hug.
And she hugs you back tightly. Eventually, you will head on out with her. And
eventually go back to join everybody else.
She demands that you're actually going to the Mayuri Temple right now.
Okay.
Yes.
I was drinking something when that happened. Okay, we're going to the Mayuri Temple.
Yeah, and your father will have the wagon start going over that way. Carrick.
Yes.
You arrive at the Dovekeep in quite short order. Did you try to fly over the walls?
No.
Okay, you land outside.
I am not that crazy.
You land outside, and it causes a brief moment of alarm because they see a flying figure approaching. But you alight on the ground, and you're recognised. And Mr. Mask, right?
Yes. I was hoping. Oh crap! We just said the name, and I'm drawing a blank.
Bill. Maris.
William.
Maris. I was hoping that Maris might have a moment that I could speak with him.
Of course, I'm sure he'd be happy to see you. This way, and one of the guys actually just sort of starts to lead you straight on in.
Okay.
And
follow right on in.
As you head on in, you are getting a lot of respectful nods, some salutes and so on. Just fucking heroes Dolwood here, yo. And
this is one of the few occasions where we can like puff up and be like, we're heroes here.
Yeah.
I helped free 2 gates.
And don't look at Cuthway and don't look at Stir, everybody.
You're led straight on in. And
Sir less bad.
And Squire Price is actually here at this point. And as you head on in, she looks up and smiles. Oh, Mr. Mask!
It's technically evening at this point, right?
Yes.
Good evening.
We had one of your fellows in, apparently. The other scribe left a note here. Not a name I recognize.
Telday.
Yes.
I believe.
He's actually with you?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
He joined us up in Cuthwaite.
Well, it's lucky to have your company. What can I do for you?
I was.
It's
Oh my
it's
God,
Maris,
what is
ma'am.
Thank you.
Maris. Certainly. I don't think he's busy right now. No, he'll be fine. Follow me then. And she leads you directly to Maris's office. And along the way, she goes, "You should stop in and see the Shire Reeve as well. I'm sure he'd be delighted to see you. He's been. Don't tell him I let you know, but he's been sitting with anticipation ever since he was told you were in town."
I'll have to do a quick stop by. I'm expected at the Capes for dinner, and I don't want to be too late for that.
Oh, of course.
But
of
I
course.
will definitely stop in to speak with him for a short time.
And she.
Bill.
I mean, at least I'm not saying he's short.
And she goes, takes you to Maris's office, sort of knocks on the door, and just goes, "Maris, Mr. Moss here, if you have a moment." And please come on in. And she opens up the door for you, and inside is Maris, sitting in all his robed glory, currently just sort of going through what looks to be scrolls. And he sort of gives you a not quite a bright wide smile, just a small upturn of his lips and nods at you. Mr. Moss,
Gonna enter in.
what do I owe the pleasure?
Good evening. Couple things. Wanted to make sure to say hello to everybody, although I believe we'll be stopping in probably tomorrow as a group, or at least some of us. But I was hoping to maybe speak with you about acquiring some reagents.
Oh, reagents?
We are trying to find the mother of a very, very, very dear lady to myself. But due to her being a dragon that we are searching for, we are going to need some stuff to attempt to find her in a more indirect way than normal.
Surely a dragon's easy enough to describe for a scrying spell.
Unfortunately, she does not really know her mother.
Ah, okay. What method are you employing then?
I am horrible with names. Sorry. Lucian is got an idea using.
When you say Lucian, his face is already falling.
Unless there's some other way, but he had an idea to use some blood magic tracking.
Oh, filthy stuff. Oh, okay.
She was. We were looking for some magic chalk in order to draw a ritual circle with.
Magic chalk, is that all? No, I have plenty of that to spare.
Okay. We need some mercury, but I believe, out of character, I'm pretty sure that was the.
Sense for probably.
Yes, it was sent for. Yeah.
But we had some of the Capet servants going to pick that up for us.
Oh, if magic chalk you need it, I can provide. Where are you doing this?
That part I am not sure.
I know for a fact that boy does not have any kind of warded room for this kind of ritual.
He did not mention that part. Unfortunately, I am not as...
He is very loose with the arcane, dangerously so if you ask me. If you both want to come by, I can let you make use of my room.
That would be Appreciate.
In
very
fact,
much.
I insist on it. I don't want a unprotected ritual being performed in my town.
Yes. Yes.
I would appreciate that quite a bit. It would mean quite a lot to us.
Okay, well, yeah, take it with you just in case you need it. And he's actually pulling out just it looks like a little box, just a little cardboard box, and he's pulling out a few large thick sticks of chalk from it. And he just sets them down on the table.
Do I think that's enough from what I was described?
It should be, yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. It sounds like our plan is to do it after dinner tonight, if that would work with you also.
Oh, I certainly don't mind staying here for a bit. Yes, come on by whenever you're ready.
Invite him to dinner. It's not our house. It'll be fine. Just bring him to the factory. It's Lucian's fault. Get all the NPCs done at once.
No, because I actually need to do actual work-related stuff with them too. Because I need to get back into
All
the
at the
temple without
table.
Telia.
All at the table.
No, because that is not being discussed around Telia.
Coward.
I need to get back into the temple. So,
Coward.
no, I am not upsetting her.
Coward.
No, I would like a yes from the question when I ask it. Hopefully.
Well, anything else I can help you with?
This may be more of a Shire question. I was gonna stop in so he doesn't think we're avoiding him next. But I'm hoping before we leave that I could get access back into the Morgani Temple. There's been some.
Yes, the Morgani
yes.
Temple.
There's been some developments.
We're
since
aware.
we spoke last.
I imagine you've been kept up to date on reports of the happenings with dragons and priests.
We were attacked by one of them.
That's unfortunate.
We're the reason there was that report.
We have not yet encountered the priestess from our temple. There have been I hesitate to use the word, but cult-like happenings.
I understand. Yes. Actually, the person whose mother we're looking for is the daughter of the Morgani priest from up in Winden.
He suddenly looks a little concerned, and he stands up and goes, "You should be very careful there."
I am not going to have her enter. I don't even want to.
No, with her.
She is protected by my grandmother.
Who is a...
There's also a dragon.
She seems disconnected from Morgani in more than one way.
After the offense up in Dieholm, I would take caution nonetheless.
Plot hook.
I know of dragon, Madden Dragon near Winden. Is that the blue from there, or I'm not familiar with that town?
Dieholm, it's quite far from Winden. It's up near some of the military facilities, in fact, which is why it was of such note.
Can you type the name of that?
I can indeed.
Thank you.
Were you not informed about this?
No, we're supposed to be getting, honestly, information from the military, but we left Winden, and I'm guessing until we're down at our final destination, I'm probably not going to get any more information till then.
Well, keep this between us, and I suppose a few members of your group would be fine. But there was a well, frankly, a ritualistic murder and suicide en masse. The congregation for that town's temple, which is probably one of the most sizable ones within the region, they forced a lot of the townsfolk in, and well, it was a bloody mess.
I can imagine, just from what I have seen.
Most alarming, it seemed to... You understand that there is residual arcane energy in most things, yes?
Yes.
The area is bare.
Sound like you said bear.
Yes.
Mhm.
Bear, B-A-R-E, as in there's no magical energy there.
Ah.
Yeah, not a zip zilch.
That that kind of actually fits a little bit of what was seen too. Well, I'll have to keep this in note too. When was this?
It was a little over a week ago. Which is about time you would have been in transit.
Roughly in that, because I'm horrible with where would that be transit down to Wintercroft, from Wintercroft to here?
You would have been on your way to Wintercroft at that point. I think you would have been out of Siddur.
Okay. I was told I was supposed to be considered a special was it advisor? Is that the word?
Yes.
Interest.
Okay. No, advisor for one of our members
Yes.
of the military that we
I'm
befriended.
surprised you weren't contacted by Sydney or something.
They're that comment just made me that gives me something to think about. I never thought about that possibility. I'll have to find out something.
It's not like the person that was going to keep us in the loop is in angel jail right now.
Well, I mean, he's supposed to pass out. I'm more curious if the ring doesn't let me get sendings, because we've never had a sending spell cast at me. We've only had the stones. There's an attempt for tomorrow with Telday. Sorry, Telday.
My spell slots.
I mean, I actually
for a while. I bet.
So much lost information.
yeah, never thought. I figured.
Wow. Why does everybody...
You all just kind of realized that.
You didn't fucking say anything.
I didn't say anything because I didn't want to metagame it.
I just love that ring of his is just.
And
as
the
much
only
of a
person I
detriment.
decided to send sending to was Carrick.
Oh, God.
Good job, Allie.
Well, I mean, he's the only one that was given clearance, so.
I'm sorry for the grim news.
It gives me some more things to think about and what's going on. Okay, thank you. Hopefully, we'll be right over after dinner. I should stop in and say hello to the Shire and make sure he doesn't think
This is
the
probably
group
a
purpose he
good...
knows.
and there's a sudden knock on the door. And
The visibility.
and the door just opens a crack a moment later, and you just see a guardsman sticking his head in and goes, Major, we need you for the interrogation. Well, okay, I will be busy for a bit, so I suppose this is a goodbye for now. I will see you later tonight.
Yes.
I wonder who they're interrogating. Sounds exciting.
Right. In that case, bid you good day, Mr. Mask.
That means he
yes.
can't come to dinner.
Yes, do stop in and see the Shire Reef. I'm sure he'd be delighted.
Yes, I should do that. Thank you, and don't interrogate too rough. No, not just say that.
Oh.
Some of us will see you tomorrow, and I'm going to wait for the guard to
Yeah.
move out of the way before.
You're able to step on out. He follows in short order, closes his door behind him, and starts to head off down the hallway to the cell block.
And I take it. Well, I don't take it. I know where the Shire Reeves office is
Yes.
from here, so I will head down to there.
Okay. Right. Back at the lovely Capay Manor. Yes. Appetite. The first course was delightful. Some lovely bacon wrapped asparagus. Very good.
Okay, Gifton can't enjoy it at this scale.
Dingus did not seem entirely impressed. It was basically him
The bacon was
unwrapping
okay, but what was
bacon.
there?
Yeah.
Try to trade, Cassie. I give you green, you give me bacon.
So as that course is finished, Cannon looks up and goes, "Well, it seems Mr. Mask is not quite back in time for that, and I dare say maybe Gifton is being held up by her mother as well."
It is a fair assessment on that regard.
Yes, shame. Well, I suppose I did want to talk a little further about matters. Your town plans. Do you know exactly where you're going to be setting up? If I had a map brought out.
Affirmative.
I
You would.
believe we all kind of have a sense of where it is. I may be the best help for that.
Oh, while we're waiting for the second course, perhaps. And he sort of looks to one of the servants and goes, could you bring one of the large maps, please, of the entire region? Yes, my lord. And soon enough, there is a map rolled out on the table, and like the place is cleared away quite rapidly, but it's still over some cutlery and so on. Not exactly proper map treatment. Not like he seems to care particularly. He just sort of stands up and goes, right, whereabouts?
Marcus cares. Marcus really cares. It's let's see. And
Oops, I
he's going
dribbled some mustard over it.
he's going to recall the location of the area of Beacon.
Yep. And you guys are able to point it out. Which we're going to shift back over here real quick. And when you sort of tap the area, he looks at it and goes, huh. I mean, you have a very nice close body of water for trade. I believe it's supposed to be quite large, but
That was the kind of the idea.
it does go through Goliath territory.
Unfortunately, yes.
It's a dangerous route. I wouldn't send a ship out down there without escort. And once you're paying more than one ship, trade starts to become expensive.
Are we at liberty to discuss this?
He
looks at the group.
I see no reason not to.
Well, the military does want us to try to negotiate or take care of the Goliath issues down there.
Oh, really?
Yes, it was part of the agreement to set up Beacon itself. It would be used as initially a bit of a staging point. And with us there, we would go out and try to facilitate some sort of negotiation. There is a Goliath clan or leader that is not too thrilled about the current leadership of the Goliath tribes, from our understanding.
So you think you can negotiate peace?
That is an option. I think they were wanting peace. Others wanted defeat. There were suggestions about some sort of agreement with recompense for the actions, but nothing's at the moment fleshed out entirely. It is all conjecture.
Oh, even if it's not a full peace, if you're able to negotiate safe passage along that route, I mean, I do have ships. I'd be more than willing to help with trade, and frankly, it'd probably be easier to deliver supplies you need that way as well.
Yeah, Corvus would just nod. It's like, yeah, that's kind of our thoughts.
Let's see. I don't think I would, even with a peace negotiated, I think it would be prudent to have any cargo ship escorted with at least a brigantine or something, but...
We don't know what sort of situation is down there. They could be in the middle of a civil war, or they're just mustering their forces after what happened in Sadir.
Well, whether it be above land or by river, there's a few possible routes here. I mean, we could try and get if we can't use the river, we could try and get a proper road set up. It would take time and effort in itself, but long term, and you are planning for this to be long term, yes?
Yes.
Long term, it might be prudent.
There is also the thing of the majority of the population of Beacon will not need any sort of amenities.
No?
They are going to be what Taude is, his people.
Ah, is that you're not eating? You don't need to eat, or do you just don't like it?
Sustenance is not required.
And most of your populace will be like this.
Affirmative.
Yes.
I suppose that's a boon. Complicated trade a little, though. I mean, food is...
I still believe that there is potential for trade. You said that you had surveyors that could go out and look
Yes.
for the land of its potential.
Yes, I'm more than happy to put them to work for you, my friends. I'd like to make a suggestion as well. I know it might feel odd or crass or frankly upsetting, but there was a decent road heading to Tarnstead. You're within line of it. It could be continued from there.
Is that what had to be discussed with everyone, including Giftons? Tarnstead is...
You may want to talk to Gifton about a road through Tarnstead.
Given
Yeah.
what's in Tarnstead, skirting it around is probably a good idea.
not going through Tarnstead at all. Tarnstead itself is kind of a
I
hole.
think Gifton now controls that entire territory.
And I believe she does, yes.
She has part of it by the thing she wanted.
yes.
She doesn't have all of Tarnstead.
Would you mind marking off your estates?
Yeah, I have some charcoal here. You'll pass it around.
I think you would also know where everybody else's was anyways, in case you
If-
wanted to just mark it yourself.
Corvus
I'm
was
saying out
allowed
of
to,
character,
yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is substantial holdings you have in the area. Okay.
It was 4 acres? 6 acres.
Well, we'll have to
3 acres, I think.
we'll have to talk to Gifton about. Yes, it's about that. We'll have to talk to Gifton about that Tarnstead thing then. But even if we want to go around, I suppose branching off from the road further up might be useful.
She talked about a tree of importance to
That's why we
Brownie.
scraped it down.
Yes, can't exactly cut through her estate. That would be quite rude. But still, this is
Lord
workable. Yes.
One of the things that had been discussed is that even though Talde's people might not need food or supplies, some of them may be good farmers, and as they wouldn't be consuming much, there was discussion of
Food
one
exports.
of the
More
main
outgoing.
exports being cash crops.
Yes.
Not a bad idea. I mean, it's probably one of the more reliable ideas until we survey the area and see exactly what valuable resources down there.
Also, I can say that my people may require other forms of items anyways, and there may be other settlers who are not of the same variety.
Yes, we
In-
must account for anyone that comes down that isn't of yours.
Yes,
Well,
in the future.
Might I ask, is there anything of particular interest to your people? You don't eat or drink, but surely there's something else you enjoy.
It entirely depends on the individual.
That's quite interesting. I mean, every creature so far has had one common need in common, but yours don't.
We all appear to have an affinity for music, though I do not know how that could be traded.
Whole society of bards.
Music boxes and machine or things like that.
Perhaps, although
Instrument.
that's an expensive trade. Still, something to consider. I suppose that are many of your people performers?
I am unsure at the moment how many. We are still finding ourselves.
Oh, if you wouldn't mind keeping me in the loop on that.
I shall endeavor to do so, or have someone do so for you.
Thank you. Right, well, I suppose we should wait until Gifton arrives to cover the rest of this. It seems to be quite important to you all, opinion-wise. He says, sort of looking around.
Probably fixing a gaze on RG because my letters to Capay was an RG hater.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry, I'm giving a polite smile.
Subtle.
So very subtle.
And the map is soon rolled back up, and Gifton.
Yep.
So, you stopped in at the Mairie Church, and what followed was some shock setting in for your mother as, oh god, she wasn't just misinformed.
Yep, about a month pregnant, 12 kids.
Yes, you do in fact get an exact number this time.
Gifton is a little pale at this as well.
And the Mighty Priestess is trying to act unperturbed.
Oh yes, but of course the blessing. Holy fuck!
And she just goes, is this normal for your kind?
No, one is usually normal and two is usually abnormally high.
Did you seek a blessing from the mother? She says, asking as if, like, that shouldn't do this.
I did seek a blessing, but Faye, I don't think usually get blessings, so I think maybe it wasn't quite.
Well,
Maybe it was a little much for my little body.
she looks doubtful, but she slowly nods. Well, the mother should see you safe nonetheless if you are blessed.
Okay.
Do you have a midwife? We
A what?
a midwife. We kind of handle that ourselves. Your mother says. This will be a lot to handle.
I already have a husband. I can't have a wife if I have a husband.
But no.
Gifton,
No.
you're precious.
I'm making logical leaps for Gifted.
No, someone to
Look, anyone who's heard that term, it's not the exact same thing.
someone to assist with the birth and the care.
Oh, I have a husband. Does that make him my mid-husband?
She looks down at Care, who is
No, they said someone to assist with the care.
especially awkward with all of this discussion. And no, this is not quite what I mean.
We hired a maid.
Are you going to be in town for your birth?
Maybe. Possibly. Hopefully.
would you like my assistance? I know there's some manner of scale difference, but I'm sure we can figure that out.
Mom, what do you think?
Your mother actually looks a little pensive. She goes, "We don't involve people outside."
I know.
I mean, your grandmother taught me all I needed to know. I think we'll be okay.
Okay, I'm gonna go with my mom on this. She thinks she knows, so I'm gonna go with that. Thank you, though.
Okay, well, if you change your mind, she says, sort of nodding as if you should change your mind, please do come see me again. Or I can come see you if you'd like me to check up on you.
That's fine. This is kind of a private thing with us, and most of our things are private. But yeah.
Okay. Well then, Mother's...
It's really just not good to have the young out in the open at all, and that would be unsafe.
As you wish. Then Mother's blessings be with you, she says, giving that look of you don't need those anymore.
Less of that, please.
Yeah. And I wish you the best, but please, if you need me, do come see me.
Thank you.
And Claire will sort of start leading you on out. Your father sort of falling behind with your mother a bit, and they seem to be talking to each other. Claire sort of squeezes your hand and goes, that wasn't so bad, right?
I mean, it's only 12. Hey, Ricky, it's only 12!
You're met with silence. Who? Your mother asks from behind.
Oh, Ricky, I'll introduce you in the carriage.
Okay. What? And yes, you're able to get back up in the carriage, and that will follow the alarmed reaction to the fire appearing. But you are able to introduce Rick Beale to your family.
My adoptive brother Ricky.
Yes. And soon enough, you are being led to dinner with the Capes.
Yes, dinner with the Capes.
And we're going to soon back to Carrick.
Yes.
Carrick, you arrive at the Shire's office.
I'm going to... Is the door open or closed?
It is actually open a crack.
I will knock.
Oh, he was expecting gifts in.
And he hears a knock and he says, please, come in.
I'm going to open... good evening, Shireen.
Carrick! And he actually stands up, looking quite happy to see you, although you see his eyes flicker about as if like, hey, where's everyone else? As he comes around his desk. It's good to see you again.
It's good to see you again also. I had to make a quick stop in to request some more magical aid, and here I wanted to make sure I stopped in and said hello.
But it's nice to see you. Where's everyone else?
They're at dinner, I believe. At least some of us will be coming here tomorrow for a more official hello.
Oh, well, you don't need to consider anything official about it. You know, you can just stop by.
Yes. I already...
They're up at the Capes. They got trapped at the Capes. They'll understand.
No, you're already insulting enough people. You're insulting your family by going to Capes first to make more people mad at us. I will mention it to them, and we will hopefully see you very soon.
I do hope so. Don't leave it too late.
Yes, it'll probably be tomorrow. Well, I actually will be back in at the keep after dinner. Maris has granted myself and Lucian use of his room for a ritual.
There's a look of confusion on his face for a brief moment, and he goes, wait, Maris is letting the Capes lad into magic?
It is a favor for me.
Well, someone's melting his stone heart then.
I have a very, very dear lady who I need some assistance with helping.
Oh, nothing bad. I hope. Is everything okay?
We're trying to find her mother, and not everyone keeps tabs on where all the dragons are.
Oh,
So
dragon business. Okay.
yeah.
Nothing that's going to cause concern for here, I hope.
No.
This isn't to do with this whole Morgani temple business, is it?
No.
Kind of.
Voice of Gifted on the Wind. No, she not directly. She wants to possibly meet her mother with everything going on. Hopefully her mother's fine. But I think this is more to find her for now.
Oh, in that case, I wish you all good luck. If you're going to be coming by, if you want to bring your fellows, we could meet tonight. I wouldn't mind staying behind a bit.
I would totally go say that at the freaking Fairy while you do your thing.
I was just say, I believe that I can bring them along. Sounds like one of our new companion was here earlier
yes.
too.
I had gotten word about that. Frankly, there was some discussion whether he really was part of your group or someone, trying to cash in on your good name.
No, he joined us in Cuthwaite after the everything with Thaldir.
Ah, yes. Has he been fitting in well?
As well as he can.
Yes, I'm told he's a strange fellow.
He is
one of those warforged.
He is. They're different than us, but
yes, I'm told to be expecting some in our city. Do you have any advice?
Don't treat him different. Usually just starts being piped out of every building for some reason.
Don't get them wet.
Don't get them wet. Don't feed them after midnight. Wait, they don't eat. That's good.
Not at all.
They seem to remember past lives, so they have a variety of skills. What they know, offer to.
Would you call them particularly law-abiding?
Yes, at least the ones that I have had directly in contact with. Yes.
Not that we have sent one off to be with a group of pirates.
Yeah, but see, he wasn't asking if I'd be some pirates. He's just like, it's a boat. He was excited. Unfortunately.
That's why we were all having an eye of maybe it wasn't the best place to send Taylor, but we sent it anyway.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with that.
Maybe I can talk to this Telday of yours, get some insights there.
He will, I'm pretty sure he will come with the others. The only one that might be RG, just with her soon-to-be other half living in town. She may have other plans.
Mm-hmm. Oh, in that case, I shan't keep you, and I hope to see you all soon.
Yes, thank you, sir. We will see you later this evening.
And he sort of reach out, shake your hand.
Shake his hand back.
Yeah.
And, now the long run back.
Yeah. You head on back. You take into the air again.
Yes, after I'm outside of the keep.
Right, you head to the area and you start flying back. As you're sort of coming up outside the Capay Manor, you can actually see the carriage that Gifton's father was using, pulling in.
As soon as my carriage opens, I am casting a spell.
What are you casting?
no.
I am going to pull out some food out of my bag and not casting that spell. That wasn't the spell I
Okay,
wanted.
very confused by this.
I hope that was Flame Strike.
Yeah, that's not the right spell.
Speak to me, bread.
I'm casting Animal Messenger, please.
Oh.
And I would like to whistle down for a bird of some sort.
Okay, a city pigeon
Okay,
flutters on down.
All right, I'm gonna give it some food, and I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna describe what our dear Elias looks like and the King's Mercy, and tell this rat bird that it needs to go to hide behind the counter. Mercy.
Oh no!
I mean, at least it wasn't a rat or a mouse.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I wanted a bird. Okay. All right, and it's gonna say in my voice, "Hey, Elias, don't be startled. We got hung up on a lot of things in town. Won't make dinner.
Okay.
Love you, Gifted."
All right. The bird sort of
And
bobs
it will
its
say
head.
that with my voice.
Yep. Before taking off with the little morsel of food you gave it.
Yes.
And Carrick, you see this pigeon just flapping away from Gifton as she gets out of the carriage with her family.
And then
Lisa
suddenly,
didn't
This
carry
is the
her
closest
away.
thing I have to message. This is the closest thing I have.
At least it didn't carry her away.
So Care, all right. So Care, I don't know if this bird will actually carry back a reply, but this is basically what I do now for sending messages, sweetie.
That's amazing, honey.
Yeah, I'm not entirely certain of how good this is. Okay, let's go.
Gonna.
Right, and you're able to alight down next to them.
Yeah.
And you're able to head on inside to join everyone else as the main course is being served. Cutting to the King's Mercy, a pigeon flies in through the door when someone opens it. Chaos ensues in the bar as people are trying to get this pigeon out, who is over the roar of the crowd, trying to relay this message to Elias, who is trying to swat it with a broom.
At least I didn't send a squirrel.
The pigeon, once delivering its message, lands on the ground and starts doing that frantic pigeon waddle or bow as it tries to head for the door.
Yeah, because it's supposed to try to return back to me afterwards.
Yeah. God.
It would have been great if all the windows and doors were closed, because
The door was closed. It had to wait for somebody to open it.
I know.
There was a few moments of it just sort of tapping on the glass. Okay.
please, Sam, may I be free?
I can't help it that all my druid spells cause riots, okay?
I'm sad that you didn't go with my message idea, but okay.
So it technically successfully delivers the message, much to the confusion of Elias. So it will not return to you because it only does that if it fails.
Okay, if it doesn't, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
good. So it's just going to be a problem at them.
Yeah.
So just find them.
And now they have a pigeon inside.
Don't worry, it
That's
should be
what
dinner.
It's going to be dinner.
Yeah.
Well, at least he got the message, though.
Kalan smiles when he sees you all come in and says, just in time. Everything. Miss Brotgren, it's a delight to see you again. It's nice to see you too as well, Miss Lord Capay.
Yep, role playing with yourself is hard, isn't it?
Yes. Well, please take a seat. Do you need a hand up on the table? He says, scratching his neck awkwardly.
I will Misty step up onto the table like I do.
Yeah, and the rest manage to
then,
get their way up because, frankly, brownies are used to the awkward climbs.
Well, just character Misty step at this point, but yeah.
And Dingus sort of comes on over and he's getting meeps of tasty flat meat around Beck.
Oh.
I like to
No,
think we actually
I would eat the black.
Tasty
good
flat meat.
Yeah, bacon.
Bacon.
Bacon flat meat.
Yeah.
That's right.
Sorry,
I mean,
sorry for the delay. We needed to stop by the Mayuri Church. Got great news. I'm having 12 kids.
Oh, my congratulations to you.
What?
Yeah, very confusing. She was also, I think she was coming on to me. It was very confusing.
She
What?
kept going on about
She
having
wanted to
a
be
wife.
my wife.
Oh,
What?
no. That's
I told her that I'm already married and I
that-
can't have a wife.
a middle wife.
midwife.
You mean midwife?
They are nurses who assist the mothers in the birth of the children.
Why do you have to be
They
married
help
to
you
them?
have the kid.
What?
You don't
That's
have to be
very
married to them. It's
official.
just a term.
She seems
That's-
very disappointed when I turned her down.
Because you're having 12 kids and trying to take
Because
care
she's
of your own
worried
gift
about
kid.
you.
You are quite a catch.
Wait,
You tell
wait,
them.
wait,
Three
wait,
different
wait.
responses.
Did I just? Was that an accent or is that the regular Telly voice? My brain's just.
That's
being
regular.
weird.
I mean,
That's very
Celtic
nice.
already gave me an amazing book on pregnancy and a crystal, so I think I got discovered with my mom.
It is a just a insurance.
Also, have we ever checked to see if that crystal is actually magical? Because I am suspicious, Care says.
No, I've been taking it with me everywhere, and I'm fully in the belief set that sometimes if you believe in something hard enough, it's true. And see, look, it's so pretty in red. I'm gonna pull it out of my bag.
He eyes it warily.
If you look at it, it almost looks like it pulses in the light.
You should stop believing in that.
Doesn't one of you have that ability to do?
What?
The detect magic?
Oh yeah, I can do that.
All right.
What? It's a crystal. Why would I? It's in the
Blake
book. It says
Spear.
it's important.
Carrick's
Put your husband's mind at ease and perform the ritual. And just to confirm,
I will. To
Right.
put my husband's mind at ease, I will cast my favorite spell right now to amuse myself, and I will start casting shape water on. I'm sure I've got a glass of water here, and I'm gonna start interesting things with it. Woo!
Oh no, she's got a whirlwind cup.
Lucian is laughing to himself mirthfully. As Callahan is just shaking his head as if, oh god, children.
I'm gonna slip over towards Lucian's area to try to kind of get his attention as this is all
I'm
going
gonna
on.
turn the
too.
water red. Oh no, it's a crystal.
Who's essentially trying to
You
get
can make a
Becky?
give a small town. You can do the small
Lucian.
towns other
Okay.
kids.
You sort of, you're able to see yourself pretty close to Lucian, and he just sort of smiles over it. He goes, "Any luck? We've got the Mercury."
Yes, and we were told we are to go to the keep to do this.
What? Why?
Warded room, just as a precaution.
Oh, I'm sure that won't be necessary.
I don't think it was much of a offer as it wasn't an offer. It was a
Command.
you will do this here.
Oh, that's stuck up. Okay, yes, well, I suppose the keep is as good place as any.
I'm gonna make the crystal dragon
Listen,
with my
you
water.
have a couple of little magical mishaps, and suddenly he is breathing down your throat.
Yeah, I'm also supposed to bring the rest of the group to visit with the Shire while we are doing this.
Do you say that to the rest of us?
Yes, I'm saying that kind of out. I'm saying that out loud.
I didn't do anything
Is it-
bad. I mean,
No,
that was an
It's-
accident.
I don't. This. Okay.
It was a friendly offer.
To be fair, Corvus, I'm pretty sure we're not being arrested this time.
Yes, it is a friendly offer.
I know.
Honestly,
Visit a
I
friend.
never know what the. Whatever.
It is
Sure.
a friendly
He doesn't seem to
offer.
hate you anymore.
I'm sure he still very much hates me.
Was
Yes,
there
but he seems to be able to hide it a lot better. And that's
Helen,
important.
Lucian, just so you know, I am turning over a large amount of Varan wool and Drider silk to my mother and Edward, as I won't be able to do much with it as I am indisposed.
What?
Oh,
How did you get that?
I could tell you a
That's
really
not right.
horrifying story, but you really don't want to hear it in front of my parents.
Archie already said it out loud. We stopped
Ah.
smugglers.
Oh, smugglers, that would make sense of it then. Okay, yes. And he seems unperturbed by that. So, yeah, smugglers would have
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, we also got a bunch of mithril and adamantine, and what was that weird wood that you got, Cassie? Cassie's got an amazing amount of wood. The wagon's just well loaded down with it.
Hey, Gifton, did you tell him the circumstances how we found that stuff?
No.
Not only is Gifton's mother glaring towards Gifton, she's glaring towards you, RG, because you're just as responsible in this.
I had no part of it.
Actually making a point to stay silent.
Carrick's already gotten in trouble for all this. so
As
Carrick's
this is
not talking
happening,
about it either.
the main course is brought out, which is a lovely sort of wine roasted joint of beef with some nice garlicky potatoes and all that kind of stuff, which is carved up and served there.
This food
Jen
looks
is,
delicious.
Going to carry on with eating what goes on her little plate, and
Yeah.
then stealing a little bit from Kara's plate.
Yeah. Dingus is bobbing his head excitedly, seeing this giant piece of fucking roast beef.
Yes.
As if, yes, this is what I desire.
And then he gets a little plate of
Potato.
Yeah, there's some annoyed meeping when he's just served up a couple of slices of it.
It's totally attempting to enlarge him.
And
Totally.
the
We're gonna have
servant
to
actually
get some-
seems alarmed, as if they are getting mental images. They actually jump back a bit.
Give
Just
more
remember,
meat.
Dingus, don't tell Dazzle you had such delicious meat. She's gonna get jealous. All she's got is all those eggs back at the tavern.
Dingus looks down at his plate before you see him pick up a slice of beef and just sort of put it aside.
Oh, did you want to take a little bit back for her?
He bobs his head, and then he puts a potato on top of the meat.
Oh, makes a little thing for her. Oh, okay, we can do that.
he doesn't realize that he's going to get beat for this.
if-
Callan, is it all right if we take a little bit back? He's got a mate back. Oh,
we-
Lucy, and we got us another pseudo dragon. She's gonna have eggs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do you know what you're doing with the eggs?
Well, I'm hoping they're
Meep.
hatching.
Me?
Well, we're hoping they're hatching. Oh, she looks way worse off than. Oh no! She got the same blessing as I did, and she looks worse.
She's having a lot of eggs.
Oh
Oh, that's
Should we take her to the Marire Temple?
no! Oh, I don't know. She might bite or stab somebody. She's in
I
quite
mean, do
a
we really want to
way.
stress that poor lady any more than we have?
I've read a lot about pseudo dragon care. If you'd like to bring her around to me,
She's like this big.
or I can come by.
Yeah, if you don't mind coming by, that might
And
be easier.
perhaps
might
if you
be
are
better.
having a lot of eggs, I could
Maybe when the
Just-
chicks are grown up, you could come pick one up.
Oh,
We got a little
thank you
litter.
for that wonderful offer. I would be delighted to.
Because I'm sure Dingus would love one of his kids to go to a nice fancy home with fine meats, right, Dingus?
Dingus peers at Lucian for a bit before slowly bobbing his head.
He's like, he'd rather get the meat than.
He'd rather be the
and then you get the flashed images of we live here.
I don't know why, but I could just imagine Dingus locking
I'm
eyes
so-
with Lucy.
sorry,
and
Dingus, I don't-
I'm watching you motion with his wing.
Sorry, Dingus. I don't think the Capays are looking to adopt a pair of brownies. They just take you and Dazzle away from us.
We're going to have plenty of this left over if you'd like to take it with you.
Oh, I think that'd be really nice. If you don't mind.
Of course. And yeah, you're able to enjoy the meal. Carrick, it's very nicely done. There's that hint of ginger, cloves, quite peppery as well. Very, very well done.
Archie, you and Marissa, you were talking about maybe in a couple of days heading up to get your grandfather and have him come down.
Hopefully.
Lord Elira, right? I was thinking we could make kind of a little bit of a day of it, and maybe I'll take my parents up, and if any of the Capays want to go, we can just take everybody up to Winden for a little bit for the day, and then bring everybody back, and then I can send the people that need to go back to Winden back after that sometime.
Sounds good.
That way we can get a couple things done. I'd love my parents to meet the brownies up there, and I'm sure Lucian and Albrecht would love to go to the library with Corvus.
We could take a trip to those libraries. I had some questions I wanted to ask.
Yeah, give me my sending stone back.
Well, tentatively, just let me hold on to it unless we do make arrangements, and I will send messages to her, or we can visit.
I'm pretty sure she just told us she wants her thing back, Corvus. Wants her item back.
It's all right, RG. Corvus just wants to borrow it for a bit longer, as long as it's not more than a week. I would just like to have it back.
You'll get it back once I'm.
In a week.
I'm not accusing you of anything. I'm just letting you know in about a week if you don't mind having it back, because I'd like to actually ask her a couple questions myself.
This is perfectly doable.
Yeah, you gotta watch those sticky fingers, Corvus. Kay says through a mouthful of food, sort of jokingly waggling his fork at you, Corvus.
What?
Oh, no, that's just
talk
dear.
with your mouth empty.
What?
I did not know that he had issues with the stickiness of his fingers.
Very sticky.
Yeah. At least he's got his eyes sorted.
He waves his fork at you again, Corvus.
Hmm.
And Kerr actually sort of seems to chuckle to himself a bit. It's good to be back in Dolwood.
I miss Dolwood. Why did we ever leave?
Looking forward to seeing the Shire Reef again, Corvus.
Can we go on to dessert now, Lord? Okay.
Karen's just sort of been watching this, chin in his hand, sort of just listening curiously. He just nods a little bit, and soon enough, dessert is served up, which is just a lemon meringue with a little bit of cream.
Oh, delicious.
Yeah. And soon enough, dessert is polished off, and it's been a very heavy meal.
I will just make arrangements that if they're at all interested, they would definitely get to go with us up to Winden, because don't necessarily need to play that out, but you know.
Yeah, and he nods and goes, yeah, like that. Gift and note. I was talking to the office about this earlier. I'm talking about trade routes for Beacon.
Oh yeah, there's a road that went to
Tarnstead.
Yeah.
They said perhaps not continuing that road.
Why not?
I said take it around the ruins.
Well, I mean, yeah, we'd have to go over the whole well, I could make it go over. Oh, yeah, maybe around the ruins would be good, because that hole's very deep.
I'm a little lost on this. Of course, it would have been around the hole, because that's insane otherwise. But I thought you wanted me to skirt it considerably. Is that not the case?
Oh, why would it? No.
There is your property.
I mean, just out of respect for the fallen, I would expect. But no, through the property is fine, as long as we just don't hit the tree.
I wouldn't go through your
safe.
property. Of course, we'll respect your bounds. That's only right.
I mean, you can go. I mean, I'm only interested in keeping the tree. I mean, it's not like I'm gonna build anything crazy out there.
Well, frankly, if just for the sake of the tree,
I was
then
actually thinking about building a building out there, but nothing like too major. But
you're not going to, fence off your estate or anything?
Why would I? I mean, I guess I'd put a fence up, maybe, but I mean, I could put a gate that people could open and go through on a road.
Yes. That
would be fine, right?
Okay, so...
I mean, I can move the ground around and I can make it nice and flat.
Okay, so as long as I respect the boundaries, of course, I've assumed you wanted me to go far, of course, for it, but if that's not the case, then yes, we can easily do our road.
No, you can... Of course I trust you. That's fine. I mean, it's not like I have anything to hide there other than, like I said, I want to keep care of the tree.
So one of you had mentioned that there was something in the ruins. Are you able to elaborate on that?
Not really.
No.
the hole. How many cups of water do I have access to?
There's an entire jug of water. There's a few glasses about.
All right. Well, just assume that in shape water is getting cast a bit here. I'm going to pull water, start changing colors of it, freeze it in place, pull water, change colors, do things, and I'm going to try and. It's gonna not be pretty, but I'm basically gonna remake the hole and then make the weird little cut at the bottom with the small hole that goes in, and make it like a 3D map, and go. It's like that.
So, what, the cave system?
Yeah, but it's really special down there. It draws on the life force of Fae. You don't really want to mess with whatever that rock is.
Okay, is this going to be a danger to anyone passing by?
No, it should be fine. I cleansed it.
Okay then.
I was thinking someone climb down the hole and go into a hole that's only.
And then I'll just kind of like change the color really quick and go. It was like this. Now it's like this, and I'll make it white.
Well then, if it's no cause for concern,
But I'm just saying, most of those ruins is like there were buildings and homes, and
yes.
it would be respectful to not go right through there.
Yeah, of course, naturally, we'll be respectful of. Well, what
then I'll
it
start
means.
breaking the water back apart and put it places.
The servants at the edge of the room are sort of giving each other sidelong glances of like, we really need to throw that water away now. And right, in that case, even if the river trade can be negotiated, I think it's sensible to have a solid road as well. Not everyone wants to travel a boat.
I was thinking, I've got spells left for today. I could probably go scry on Kralfilson, that Goliath that was in town. Remember there was that guy that Thaldir bested in one-on-one combat, and him and his men got let out of town. Remember that the general? It doesn't seem like he liked that fella. I was thinking I could scry on him and start figuring out where he was.
Well, feel free, Callan says, looking a little confused.
Oh, I'm just kind of saying to everybody, you know, like nods at Galan and go, yeah. And, you know, as always, at service of House Capet.
Yes, well, so are you what, House Broadgren?
Oh, no.
Or is it House Greysteel?
I think it would be House Greysteel.
What?
Look over at Care. House Greysteel. Sounds way better. Also sounds more human and normal, and less suspicion.
He looks at you, and then he looks towards your mother and father, and his eyes seem to light up for a moment before he is suddenly getting up in front of you, and then he takes on a very traditional Fae proposing stance, which I don't know what that is.
It's just we're gonna say it is, right?
Yeah. And then he's like, Gifton. Would you take my hand and be with me forever?
He's gonna put his hands on either side of my face and make me look at him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, would you stand with me forever? And we're going to get married, and I'm the one that asked. He says with a smile.
But you were already married.
Well, we got human.
There's a little mumble from Gifton's mother. Doesn't count.
Oh, I see. Well, that would make the pregnancy awkward.
Bastards.
I mean, it counts in most of the circles. He
frowns a little bit. No.
Actually, no. If we get married
beforehand, yes.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
And
oh God, we gotta get to that tree a lot faster than I thought.
This is our fight against time. And there's a bit more idle chatter with the plays, that sort of polite wind down from dinner. Before you're all able to excuse yourselves eventually. Lucy and Natalie getting some things packed up.
Mom, Dad will come stay the night with you, but I think we're gonna go see the Shire Reeve.
Okay, we'll see you back home then. You be safe, dear.
Oh, I will. Kara is ever dutiful. It's like he swore an oath to protect me forever and ever.
Forever and ever and ever. And even Melina and Albrecht come, because they were basically dining in a separate room, as it was done with children when your main dining room was packed up. And Melina comes and gives you all a farewell, and you can tell she really desperately wants to try and hug Gifton, but she's being so careful now. And she's
just very gently touch. I'll hug her thumb or something.
And there's that little squeeze.
Yeah.
She knows numbers.
And Albert gives you all a sort of polite little bow. And
the both of you be extra good, so maybe we can take you to Wyndon with us.
Of course.
Do your studies.
Yes, of course. And Melina gives the far less certain nod. And soon enough, you are all heading.
Oh, and I have a present that I give to both of them before we leave.
Oh, what do you give them?
Melina is getting the staff of flowers, and the wand of conducting that I have, I'm giving to Albrecht. And tell him, sometimes music helps get your brain working. Maybe play with this a little bit.
And he takes it very respectfully and gives you a thankful little nod and goes, we'll look after it. Meanwhile, Melina is sort of like holding the staff, shaking it, going,
flowers! Yeah, one of these breaks if it's overused. One of them doesn't. That's why I gave the one that breaks to Albrecht, because he won't overuse it. All right.
Corvus, seeing Gifton do that, he'll
dig through his pockets.
Right.
It's some lint.
He's gonna pull out something and then stop, then drop his rock sack, open it up, and pull out a large tome.
For a second there, I thought you said rock sack.
Rock sack, yeah.
Alright, what is this tome, Corvus? Which
this Albrecht? You say you want to help people. This is knowledge beyond all knowledge. I bought it so I could maybe start understanding things a bit better, but I feel that my methods at this particular time in my life are not suited for this kind of work any longer. So I want you to have this. He's giving him the Tome of Clear Thought.
Oh. He takes it from you, and you see Lucian's eyes widen a little bit. Yeah. And Albert, well, not quite understanding exactly what this is at first glance, looks quite pleased to be receiving a book. This is very much along his lines.
There is vast quantities of knowledge contained within this tome. Study it and learn it, and be better for it. If I don't know all the particulars, I am sure Lord Capet can inform you further on it.
Oh, indeed. And might I ask, would you be interested in adopting someone? I'm sure I can convince my brother to disown me. And kind of the size of it. Thank you, Uncle. Thank you.
Use this to do good.
And Albert gives you one of the sort of awkward hugs.
If he only knew what it was like to be adopted by Corvus, he'd be worried about the knife in the back.
Listen, he'll do it for a total clear fault. And you're able to say your goodbyes and head on out of the Capet Manor. And
I have deleted it from my inventory.
Yes. And you're all able to make your way towards the keep unless you want to divert.
I'm assuming my parents will go off on their different paths.
Yes, they will.
What time of day is it?
It is quite late now, but it's probably close to 9 p.m.
Okay.
Maybe
then
10.
I can't do what I was thinking of doing tonight.
Zachiel, are you enjoying the show?
Corvus?
Before we go further, before you go there, I will point out that Lucian's walking with us.
I don't care.
Okay, I'm just reminding you.
Gifton gives no shit at this point. I'm pregnant and I'm just prone to doing shit now.
What?
Gifton just said, Zachiel, are you enjoying the show? And when she says that, you naturally have a reaction of glancing about a bit. And there is an angel, a light in the air. She's actually flying at this point. and she just smiles down at you, Corvus, and gives a little wave and a thumbs up.
Guten Abend.
Sakiel? What?
Oh, sorry, it's my pet name for Corvus lately.
No.
Why are you naming him after a biblical watcher?
What?
Have you seen how he looks at people? Have you looked at Corvus's eyes?
She is what again?
Sakiel, she's a rather well-known angel.
Yeah.
And well known for what reasons?
A watcher. She watches over, the mortal races.
Like watches how?
Observes what they're doing, advises...
Is she the kind of creeper that comes really close to a window and tries to look in?
No. I think it's supposed to be more...
what she does?
No, I think it's supposed to be more figurative than that. To sort of just a overlying force.
Cheese-eating grin.
Yeah. and as Lucy explained to you, no, that's not what they do. It's more figurative. She seems to just be whistling in the air.
Are just going to get very quiet. Oh, you would be fucking surprised.
Cass is listening to all this going, oh, and just kind of muttering very softly, I hope her and Mom don't have.
Yeah, it's. I mean, frankly, I'm not even sure if it's real. There's lots of angel names listed.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure Yamiel's not a real name either.
Yamiel, I'm not familiar with that one.
Yeah, see, it's got it. I just pulled that out of the air.
I suppose it's easy enough. You just stick an EL on the end of her name, and there you go, an angel name.
RGL.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, yours works. Caragel. That sounds horrifying.
Oh, that actually is kind of a little horrifying if I think about it. Because, my grandmother... No.
What? No, what was your grandmother's name?
Juviel.
Juviel. Yeah, I suppose that works, doesn't it?
Wasn't
Luciel.
Oh, Luciel. I like it.
Tied to that part at one point?
Isn't that leader of the Warforged Nathaniel?
Affirmative.
Certainly not pronounced that way.
Yeah, he's Nathaniel. But,
Cass is just like, I don't know if that's true for all angel names, though.
Oh, no, there are some divergences. Of course, you have Lucifer, one of the prime archangels.
Gibson's face immediately sours.
Strangely enough, quite a few of the fallen angels that are listed have names that diverge. There's oh god, Ali's blanking completely on her names now.
Because the first two that we knew of, failed.
The Avernus lady.
What?
Whoever she is.
That's not a furnace for me. That's okay.
Yeah, I remember this as your own.
Yep.
Oh, he lists some names, I'm sure.
Yeah, and he actually just starts to yammer on about it.
Do you know any of who's the biggest, baddest fallen angel?
Oh, something like Harut, maybe.
Harut?
Mm-hmm.
In the conversation of naming conventions of angel, what is she doing?
What the Sekiel?
Yeah.
It's just watching you curiously.
I'm more curious if Yamiel was around to react to the insults against Yamiel's name.
Nobody knew his
Real fuck him.
You can try and spot Yamiel if you want, Corvus.
Yeah.
Right, give me a perception check.
As everyone sees Corvus.
To be fair, I teased Zach and then I teased Yom, so I did both.
Yeah.
You don't actually see Yomiel, but looking around, you do see a very, very well hidden, almost blending into the stonework of one of the higher spires of the central church of this town. The ones you guys so desecrated with hammers. There is a armored figure, wings folded back.
Oh, actually, as we go past that, because we are going past the Salon Temple, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go. Oh, we need to go see Father Turner at some point too. I don't want him to feel neglected.
I think the tomorrow would be appropriate.
Dipped in.
Not everyone in the same day.
Yeah, but
it is a little late for unarranged meetings.
Oh no, I don't want to bother him tonight. I'm just saying we do need to go visit him because it's I do hate to neglect everybody. It's just
I think
especially with everything that happened in Cuthwaite, and he
Yeah, I'm sure he'd appreciate it. They have been struggling a little here.
Oh,
I
I'm
imagine
very
so.
sorry to hear that. They didn't do anything wrong. It was. Gifton frowns.
Yes, but the faith is waning in that.
He was part of that clergy, and he ensorcelled many people.
Why is it faith can be just so delicate with people? I mean, can't they just? I mean, the good things that were good about it is still good about it. So.
Speaking of which, that package arrived.
Oh,
What
yes.
package? Oh.
What?
Given who we're talking about, what do you think the package was?
Ew. That are stinking really bad.
All right.
Problem.
Well, let's go see.
Yes,
I'm
it arrived and it was disposed of, but it was proof enough for us.
Is that package?
Yeah. Oh, that was such an awful mess, Lucien. I'll tell you about it because my parents aren't here. But the moment moment the rest of them all went off to come see you with Thaldir's body, me and Kara got snapped up to be the freaking somebody's pet in a cage, and we ended up down in the below of Cuthwaite, where there was a beholder and a bunch of these weird
saw a beholder?
fox things, and there were these 3
We
firebirds,
killed the beholder.
and there was a bunny with a unicorn
you do not-
horn. and
that's
they
what
could
you got its
teleport
eye, did you?
around.
Nope.
No,
Which
but we
ones?
have,
There were many.
we have some of
Oh,
its
the
eyeball
central-
stalks.
Oh,
But,
really?
Yeah, but
Unfortunately, when we were trying to extract it, it suffered damage.
To be fair, I put my hand through it like 3 times. So.
He actually
that-
looks vaguely agonized hearing that.
we have an adorable little rust monster from that still though.
Really?
And
it's a sweet
Pharrell.
little poodle.
What's a
And
Pharrell?
Pharrell, we have a
Pharrell.
blink dog.
You have a blink dog?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, it must have bonded to you, right, Gifton? It's a fake creature.
I don't like dogs.
RG's
Carrot's
pointing
just
finger over
getting-
Carrot.
The deadpan. I don't like dogs.
It does
We
seem
have
to
a-
have
we have
a
a
like
long
most animals
racial-
are.
We have a long racial history against dogs. I did bond with the rust monster though. Very sweet creature. That's also
You're
where
right,
we
you
found the
don't like
pseudo dragon.
most
She's very
creatures
fancy.
bigger
She's
than,
really
like, a
beautiful
squirrel.
feathers.
Most monsters do get quite large.
He's the friendliest little babe. I've been teaching him to eat iron.
Why?
Oh.
So he doesn't eat all our coins.
Because they have
GM,
an
please swap
allergy to
Matt
iron.
back.
You want to swap them back?
Yes. Suddenly, at the mention of this character's, we haven't checked on them. Since we
No.
got here.
Check on who.
Oh,
the pet.
Squiggles and Varel.
Well, Squiggles is still in the Vardo.
So is Varel.
No, you took Pharrell out. You took him upstairs with you because
Yeah.
I remember you took him up, so he is upstairs.
You purposely
You did.
said Pharrell is in the tavern
Yeah, you took him into the tavern and you took him upstairs because you talked
because
to
you complained about
Oh,
it.
that's right. That's right. I actually left.
He is taken care of.
Yeah,
That's right. That's right. I was remembering we had taken care of him at the
I just know that
Winded,
we usually
but
just
it's-
leave Squiggles in.
Squiggles is very happy just to exist.
Yeah.
Squiggles is like, yeah, and it's like, oh yeah, Squiggles is just we were teaching it. He only eats what he's given, but he does beg a little bit.
So you've managed to actually tame it.
Oh yeah, his sweet little baby. They left it in a box.
Oh, that's interesting.
He's also getting a little.
We're figuring
Like,
we'll use it for wherever me and Kara
wide,
because we
big.
don't like iron because we have an iron allergy. So we just keep that way. If anybody tries to be nasty and throw like iron shavings around, we can just let Squiggles eat it.
Quite ingenious, really. Yes,
A little Hoover.
you have to show me it at some point.
Oh, well, maybe when you come over to see Dazzle, you can meet Squiggles.
Yes, I'd like that. And you guys continue your journey on, and you are let into the keep without any issue. You actually garner quite some attention from within the keep. Heroes
No,
have
wave at
returned,
all the people we've
Yep.
seen, and
and you get waves and salutes and all that jazz.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm going to give, because I'm pretty sure Talia's with us. I'm give her a screenshot. I have a feeling.
this is a lot of
Yeah.
attention. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Gonna fold the wing
you
around
brought
her.
Marissa along, I'm assuming, RG.
yeah.
Yeah.
And she seems nervous to be in the keep for other reasons.
It's okay. You're with us. It's fine.
Yes.
It's okay. The other half's relationship, not saying this out character, the other half relationship was the one arrested, not you.
Oh, she's been arrested before.
I was hoping that wasn't a thing.
Yeah, and prejudices exist, yo.
There is a reason why some people just don't like going to places like this.
And
It's because you got in trouble.
as you guys head on in,
I did get in trouble, but it was for a good purpose.
the Shy Reeve is actually
What's that?
there with the scribe at the front desk.
Taking medicine for those who needed it.
Hi, Bill.
That
Hello.
wasn't the original reason you got in trouble.
It's not too late, is it?
Oh, of course not. And Bill is actually out of uniform, just in common street clothes at this point. And it just seems
Bill
to
was
be
the Shirey, right?
yes,
Salute.
yes, Billiam.
Salute.
Uh,
Billiam Tillman.
and
Sorry we weren't here right away. We've been literally caught up seeing everybody as we come through town.
it's okay. I know where I am on your priority list, he says with a very
You're
theatrically hurt look.
You're on the wrong side of a gate. I need to put you closer to the Ellen Temple.
Right. I'll see about getting this all moved then.
All right. Well, if you can just do that, it'd really make my life easier.
I mean, I don't know if when we came in that would.
Or if you plant a tree somewhere close that I can get to know.
Yeah, you know, it's any trees as we walked into the keep. I mean, there's big open.
No. No, the keep is very much paved and such.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right. You have some business, right, Carrick, Lucian, my lord. It's good to see you. And
yes,
Lucian just nods and right. He's
Bye,
down that way.
Lucian. Bye, Carrick. Have a good time. But don't have too good of a. Wait, what are you doing?
Blood magic, Talia says.
Why?
Trying to help Talia find her mother.
Oh, Lucian can do that. Okay, bye.
And you are able to start heading off down the corridor
Sounds
to
terrifying
find
to me.
Lucian's office again. And the rest of you.
Wait, did you say Lucian's office?
Yes, Maris's office.
Maris' office.
Yeah.
Okay.
So many NPCs, guys.
When did Lucian get an office here? He wasn't liked.
Tillman, though, is just sort of just as feel. I just want to talk outside. I was about to head home.
Sure. Wherever you want to go, sir.
Oh, no, sir,
That's
needed.
so good to
I'm off
see you.
duty.
Oh, fancy time.
Ah, yes. You don't stay too long, Price, either. And the scribe just sort of smiles and nods. And
Good to see you, Scribe Price.
it's nice to see you all as well. Tell Dave, it's nice to see you again.
Oh, is there anybody that needs any
Yes.
healing?
Healing? No, nothing right now. We're all in
Okay.
good health, thankfully.
All right. Well, if anything comes up, you know where we are.
Of course.
Probably.
You hear from down the hall the person we interrogated. They're in room
Guess we'll regenerate them.
And you're able to just do some idle chatter with Bill, get caught up on things. Okay, Eric.
Hello, Bill.
You're able to meet Maris in his office, and he stands up. He gives you a sort of respectful nod, and gives a polite bow towards Talia, and then Lucian gets a lot more of a curt nod. And right, I hear you are going to be trying a blood magic ritual, right? Yes, I think it's going to go quite fine. And still, should be taking all due precaution, as you should have thought to begin with, my lord. Yes. Right, show us to this magic, awesome warded chamber of yours that's going to make it go all smooth and won't interfere at all. And Maris just sort of frowns a little at him before gesturing for you to follow. And you're led past the barrackings and past the cells and into what looks like, off to the left, it looks like there's a storeroom there. And basically, to the end of this corridor, there is a steel-doored chamber, which Maris pulls a key out and unlocks. And walking in, the walls are covered in sigils. it's a little hard to tell what it's made from. It might be paint, but it looks like it's almost part of the stonework. Like, it doesn't look like it's layered on top.
As long as it's not blood of an orphan, we're fine.
But yes, there are lots of sigils on the walls. The door seems to have stuff carved into it in the inside once he closes it behind him.
I have curiosity.
Hmm?
Let's see if I recognize any. If I recognize the.
You're able to discern what the arcane symbols are. It's not that you recognize them so much as you recognize the basics of the works, how it combines. And what it looks like is it is supposed to stop anything that is not explicitly drawn within the ritual circle from activating any magical outlashes or intrusions.
Okay. That's a good thing.
Yeah, it seems it is more to protect stuff from coming out of this than going in.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Please, if you draw within the bounded circle there, you should be fine. Right. Okay. Carrick, if you want to start doing the circle, and he opens the book to the page and actually just hands it over to you. I'll start getting the other reagents prepared.
Okay. I will be in that.
Right. Carrick, I want you to give me another Arcana roll as you start doing this ritual circle.
Now, here's a question.
Yes.
I have calligrapher and painter's supplies.
I'll give you advantage. Yes. In fact, I'll lower the DC a bit, considering you have both of those. Right. Yeah. You think you do this pretty exacting. Nothing seems out of place. You double check, of course, triple check. Every sigil is in place, and Maris just seems to be observing carefully and slowly nodding, and Lucian gives a glance over and smiles, gives you a far more bright thumbs up, and he seems to be mixing a whole lot of things into this bowl of mercury. Which
the Sunday night cat.
Man,
the Sunday night cat.
If you had modern learnings, this bowl of mercury is worrying, but you do not.
Yes. It's fine. You used to make hats.
Yep. Right, and he actually brings the bowl over to the central.
Corvus would be freaking out.
The center of the circle. No, Corvus thinks this is a magical liquid that can help with all kinds of medicinal things.
It's kind of like back in the day when radium was thought to be the cure-all for everything.
I personally have a bottle of mercury.
Yes, but you wouldn't be handling it, would you?
Yeah, I do.
In your bare hand?
Yeah.
Oh dear. Right. And as he brings the bowl over, he looks towards Tully and goes, "Right, I'm afraid we're going to need a little bit of your blood. Just a few drops will do the trick." Right, okay. And Talia comes on over, and Lucian does have a little, basically a needle. Looks very stylized, as if this is supposed to be a ritual needle, as if such a thing was needed.
She does the smartest thing, where you take a knife and put directly across the main part of your palm.
Yeah. And he actually just pricks her thumb. And that gets squeezed into the bowl of mercury.
By the pricking of her thumb.
Okay. Talia, if you go stand in, and basically you've drawn out this arcane circle, and there are 3 sort of adjoined circles to it around the edges. He gestures for you to stand in one, stands in the other himself, and then he gestures for Talia to stand in the more ornate one at the top of the sigil, as it was. It's like, okay, Carrick, if you just focus on channeling arcane energy into this, I'll read out the incantation.
Okay.
Right, and Talia, you just relax. Just make sure you stay within that circle. Maris just looks over and goes, "You need a hand with this?" "No, I'm sure we have enough magical energy between the 2 of us to pull this off." Okay. And, right. Carrick.
Yes.
Lucian starts chanting, and you can see him holding his hand out as he's doing so, and basically the drawing on the floor around him starts to light up. I'm going to need you to start expending spell slots to power this up.
Okay.
Okay. How would I'm going to ask you, how much do you want to put in?
Let's see, what do I got? I actually have everything plus all my sorcery points right now.
I will also allow the expenditure of sorcery points as well, as they are arcane energy.
Okay.
Start with the sorcery points.
Yeah, we'll expend the 5 sorcery points I have.
Okay. The circle starts to glow a little bit, but not quite as severely as around Lucian.
We'll expend the 3 second level slots I have.
Okay, 3 of them. Right.
Yes.
You see the magical energy starting to sort of trail through the circle, emanating from both you and Lucian, going around the outer edges surrounding Talia, and then starting to move into the actual arcane spell work around the centre. There's a little bit more.
Gonna do all 4 first level slots.
Okay, and as you do that, the circle finishes lighting up. The magical glow now suffusing the bowl of mercury, which starts to churn. And it changes colour, taking on that blood red hue, seeping out throughout the mercury, which now does start to look a lot more blood-like, thick, heavy, and it starts to writhe. And slowly rising up out of the blood, you see the form of a dragon taking shape. It semi-solidifies, only taking on a liquid state when it seems to shift and move, and it looks like it is moving. It is moving in what you can only presume is a live feed of this, whatever it is doing right now. And the blood continues to seep out and overflow the bowl, growing in volume. You just hear Lucian going, this is normal, don't worry about that. And it continues to seep out and fill the centre of this big ritual circle, about 3 feet across in diameter.
Okay.
And you can see the form of rocks and even like little droplets that don't quite hold their form well enough to suggest bushes, like it's having trouble with details.
Mm-hmm.
But you can see the surroundings of this draconic figure, which is now becoming a lot more clear. And at the base of the draconic figure, there seems to be another one, which is sort of prone on the ground, sprayed out before it, one of the wings seeming to be missing. And the first draconic figure that formed, which, give me a Arcana check again.
Normal?
Normal, yes. Actually, do you have advantage on things dragon related?
Let me look at the exact wording on
It's just charisma.
dragons.
Yeah, it's only charisma. Okay.
Yeah.
Right, but 25 is more than enough for it, which does have the hallmarks of a red dragon. There's that certain spinal configuration, the way the wings are formed, the horns. It's definitely a red dragon, and the one it seems to be above looks like a white, if you were to guess. And the red dragon seems to be dipping its head down and taking chunks out of the center of this white dragon.
That's not good.
It's not particularly graphic in this rendering because the details aren't all there, but that's definitely the motion. It seems to be consuming this dragon on the floor. But you hear Talia sort of gasp a little bit, her hands going over her mouth. Alright, this is a little gruesome, but shall we try and solidify this a little more?
Kind of looking at Talia and...
You really want her to see her mom eating another dragon?
Can I make out enough to be able to describe?
You would get a good idea. It wouldn't be perfect for scrying, but there's enough details to begin at least.
I think I don't think we should continue with what's going on.
Okay.
Go for it, Talia.
Talia just sort of nods very quickly and closes her eyes.
On
And
the bright side, you can do an illusion spell and show me what it looked like.
yeah.
Yep.
And Lucien just sort of reaches his hand out and starts saying some more magic words, which you recognise as basically a calm distillation, letting the magical energies go without causing mishap.
Mm-hmm.
And as he does, the blood seems to quiver and suddenly starts to blacken. And there's a look of concern on his face.
Maris?
And Maris is like getting up slowly from the wall he was leaning on. And out of the blackening blood, you start to see these strange shapes rising up, almost obelisk-like, seeping up, almost as if emerging from the ground in this image.
Are they something? Are they anything I've seen before?
You haven't, no.
Okay.
And they seem to twist and turn up. These square shapes now turning in on themselves, contorting, the sides now curling around, rising up further. It's not stopping. Maris, and Maris actually steps forward, and you hear him starting to try to do basically a dispel magic incantation.
How close, by the way, is Talia to where I
am? She is about several feet from you. You're actually all spread out from each other at the same distance. And the dispel magic seems to go off, and the ritual is continuing.
Not use a Wish Girl for this yet.
Anything you'd like to try before the NPCs try to jump in?
I am going. Yes, actually.
So, Gifton, have you thought of 12 names yet?
Well, actually, I have quite a few names ready.
Actually, no. I'm not even thinking. Chalk. Presti.
Okay. So you press the chalk line, which seems to cause the entire circle to flicker. The blood that is still red in the centre drops down, the forms of the dragons vanishing. The blackened blood, however, seems to try to surge and, in fact, escapes the ritual line. But then hits the larger circle the room already had and seems to falter there. And Lucien is actually just going to start stepping back, and he's motioning at Talia. Right, come on, let's go. Out of the circle.
Just step out.
And you step on out, and Talia sort of runs around the edge of the circle towards you. And Maris is actually going to sort of gesture for the door. Right, out.
As I'm stepping out, I'm going to pull my Staff of Power, too.
Yeah. And as you pull the Staff of Power, heading towards the door, which Maris very quickly opens back up, pushing you all through it and closes it behind him. You can see, as he's sort of pulling this heavy door closed, this blackened liquid, now not obeying the terrain it was depicting, seeming to try and reform back in the centre, solidifying into a larger obelisk, not to scale anymore, as if it wants to be the scale it was depicting, like full scale. Rising up, before Maris closes the door and just seems to put his hand against one of the sigils on the outside, and at which point you hear a very muffled whoosh from inside of what sounds like flame.
He took that particular glyph. I wonder what it was called again.
I prepared explosive runes for today.
That room had a lot of explosive runes in it.
Oh, I bet it did.
Maris is probably really pissed because he probably had a lot of shit in there he liked.
There's all the shit in there, and he's going to have to redraw all that shit.
Yeah.
And he stands there for a moment looking at the door before glancing at you and your Staff of Power. I'm going to check. Be ready, please.
Yes.
Lucien, if you would take her away. And Lucien nods a little abashedly and leads Terry off down the hall. Let's try to get a safe distance. before Marissa slowly starts to open up the door again. And then once it's unlocked, he actually steps back and you hear him casting telekinesis, which forces the door open. And inside the room is blackened and charred, but there is no sign of the liquid or the obelisk that was forming.
Maris.
And to think you were going to be doing that without protection. And he says, disappointedly removing that encounter from the table.
Yep.
You
did also build that in too, so.
Oh, I there was a possibility for them to go off and do it themselves, depending on where they've gotten supplies from.
Yeah. Maris, can you, with this development, do you know sending?
Of course, I know sending.
Can you cast it on me?
On you? A little bit of a waste.
I have a feeling that I may need to get some communications to Winden, and I have a bad feeling right now with your previous mentions that I know why I haven't been getting messages, but I want to know for sure. Please.
Okay. He actually steps a few feet away from you as if to give a little distance to feel appropriate for this.
Signal interference.
Before you see him starting to do the sigils for sending, appropriate hand movements, and he says out loud, "Right, this is a test of sending. I hope you receive this, even though it seems a little redundant."
This is 25 words, I think.
He's replied to me there, and there is no word in your mind, Carrick.
Shit. Oh, that's. Well, I know I haven't been getting information from Winden now.
You care to share?
At this exact moment, sendings do not reach me.
Do you have some kind of ward up?
Indirectly, yes. It's not my own doing, but I can take care of it. I just have to be careful. I'm going to have to spend more time without it, I believe.
Well, Eric, you do recall your grandmother seems to use sending on you.
Yes.
There's something that can get through.
Yes. That's actually what's going to be going as soon as I leave here. Is going to be seeing if I can hold Grandma.
It's Carrick, Lynn, Big Red Phone connection.
We will find out. I need to repay what just happened.
I will build dear Lucian for this, I think.
I think I need to pay for this.
He scratches his head a bit and goes, well, if you wish to cover him and his ritual, certainly.
Yes, I do.
It was your ritual.
Yes.
He just facilitated it.
He just was excited to try it.
Yes. It worked. For a moment. Unfortunately, we also know
it worked too well, one would say.
I suppose I can't be too mad. Blood magic is unpredictable, but even that seems to be outside of its normal bounds.
I think this is all tied to everything else that's going on. Are they out from where we are? Talia,
they're around the corner. Although you do see Lucian actually sort of peeking out around.
I will have to get back in touch with you. There's only so much of what I know that I can talk around without those that are part of the military, I believe.
I see. In that case,
I
why don't you take them home and you come see me tomorrow?
Yes.
Both taste.
Absolutely. Thank you for the assistance.
Yes, he says, looking inside of his chamber. Well, it's always eventful with you around.
Hopefully, we will be less eventful.
I'm hoping this was worth it.
It has given me some information that is useful, and I may have to make the trip to Winden again, because I may need to talk with some directly about this.
In that case, if you save the trip for tomorrow, I'd like to give you a requisition form to take back for me.
Yes, it did not sound like they were going today.
I like to think of myself as the lesser Telday.
Telday, send us sending. Give them teleport us there.
I have a feeling with what I'm about to go and talk
about. One of us is a telephone, one of us is a taxi service. If the telephone had unlimited spell slots, it would work. Because this is probably going to be more than 25 words back and forth. Oh, God. Curse. On the plus side, Tom's still there.
Meanwhile, outside, you guys have had a delightful little catch-up with Bill. He actually took you a short distance outside of the keep and to a street vendor that seems to be set up even late at night. They've got a grill out, and there seem to be guards both on and off duty, some that have just come off, some that are going on around there. And the vendor seems to serve up these lovely split grilled pork sausages in these crusty buns that are very heavily buttered. I'm
gonna regale Bill with the tales of going through the security check at the Winden Tower, and how a certain somebody tried to take his stick through, and how bewildered those poor guards were when they had to give Karen gifted a pat down.
Bill, he's chuckling it, and Corvus, while he's not treating you like the best of buddies, he's not being particularly cold to you either.
No, I understand.
There's that sort of respectful association.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Telday, though, he keeps trying to engage you in conversation. At first, it's just like things of like, oh, so, where are you from? That kind of thing. Which he then promptly seems to cringe at for asking because he has gotten the report on the Warforged. But he slowly starts to broach the subject of, how do you think I can help your people settling in?
I am unsure. Treat them with kindness and as if they are any others.
It's easiest said than done. Not that I view you as different, but I've been told that the behaviors are a little strange. I don't want to be taking... frankly, I want to be offering them opportunities and such, but I don't want to take advantage either, if you understand me.
Given that the people that I have known in the short time I have been able to know anyone have been these, I am not sure I can describe any of my people as strange in terms of their actions.
He smiles.
Telday would probably say that we take advantage of him far more than we should, and for that, I'm sorry.
Wasn't there a sort of ambassador for...
Nathaniel's going to be coming south with us, so he won't be here with the reports that get sent here. They're going to be all over the place. I will say, sir, I don't know if it helps. They always seem to like music, and that kind of helps a little bit. I think it's kind of a calming thing, something they can relate to, because most of them, like, I remember when it happened, the screaming and the noises, and a lot of them just didn't understand that they weren't who they used to be, because they're displaced from what they were.
Yes, this must be very strange.
Very strange and very upsetting, because they're basically everything's...
So you don't remember anything before the Fae took you?
What?
if you all remember, the official line that Wyndon is using is that these are human souls rescued from the Feywild.
Gifton wasn't told this.
Oh, well, you're not there for that.
Hilde was told that.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for this one.
I mean, no offense to you, Miss Brockgren.
Wasn't that at the meeting?
I don't remember it being at the meeting, or maybe I'm wrong. Gifton's gonna be like, what?
No offense to you, Brockgren, but I mean, it's in the report. You were mortal souls captured by the Fey. The attempt to reclaim you didn't work exactly right.
I do not like to speak of that.
It's understandable. I apologize for bringing it up. No, I want to try and make them comfortable, but it's... You are different. And I don't mean that in a negative way, but different you are. Just as a halfling is different to me.
Maybe just treat him that way. Be honest about it and be open about it. Say, hey, you're different. I don't understand your needs. Can you help me help you?
Wise words. That's perhaps the best way to go.
And that way they feel like they're being listened to and they have a voice. And that's really what everybody kind of wants, right?
Yes. Yes. Quite right. Thank you. So, no, you don't seem to be eating much. Please not take your fancy, he says, sort of holding up the thick, basically butter and grease dripping roll with sausages in it.
I'm
Corvus will have it.
really trying, sir, but I can only put away so much at a time.
Yeah, Corvus, if you're eating, God, you have eaten a lot tonight.
Yeah, but this is appealing.
Yeah,
this is appealing. Yeah. This is really good.
This is basically the
really
opposite
good.
end of good. That stuff was good because it was all nice, fancy and such. This is just grease.
This is good.
This is
Yeah.
good.
This is the
I
arteries are gonna
appreciate the
blame
offer.
you.
On
Yes.
maybe putting my foot in my mouth.
You do that a lot.
I do.
You've done
that a
that
lot.
enough around me that I understand. Please go on, Mr. Adelas.
Back then, I was here. I was maybe contacted by a organization. That organization is not right, and I'm hoping that you know nothing of it, or maybe you know something of it, but a certain organization called the Gentleman.
No, I'm not familiar.
Insight.
On a
Go ahead.
happier request,
Mhm.
could you tell us when the Landor estate's going up for auction?
Okay, he will reply once I see Corvus's insight.
Yeah. I'm going to use my inspiration.
Okay. Seems honest as far as you can tell, Corvus.
It's a shaggy if he's always honest.
He looks,
Yeah.
he looks like he's actually thinking about it, like, oh, maybe what is this, a fee-free group I've missed? But he just shake his head. I'm afraid not, Mr. Adelas.
That is good to know.
I don't like not knowing about things, but as for the auction, that should be happening on the day after tomorrow.
Oh, good. So we have a few days.
Yes, around
Okay.
lunchtime.
I've got to get everybody up to the bank. We're going to pull some money and see if we can win. Or at least drive the price up really high.
Curious, but, well, frankly, that money, if it's driven up high, it's going to be going to the town, so I won't object.
That's how I figure.
You're interested in the estate?
Can afford it.
What did you say, Cassie?
The opponent can afford it.
Kind of. I mean, if I'll be honest, if I win it, I want to give it to Valdir's son.
I found this on the taximite boy, he says, actually looking over at Corvus.
Corvus's
Yes.
nephew.
My nephew.
Oh, you're related?
Yeah.
Claudia had adopted Albrecht.
Albrecht.
Valdir was on a very special mission to protect the boy in need, and he went and adopted the child. without all of us knowing, while we were up in
It was
Roadvale.
quite a surprise.
And when we got on the boat to leave, there was Albrecht, and we put together Albrecht Adderlast was related to Corvus.
That's a queer coincidence, don't you think?
Well, you know, the gods work in mysterious ways.
Yes, but quite a lot around your group, it feels like.
Yes, very, very mysterious ways.
Corvus, perked up on the top of one of the buildings here. You can see Sakio is actually sort of kicking her legs a bit in laughter.
Corvus is just going to do it. He's going to hold out his hands like...
You know us, the gods just love us.
Reeve, William, humor me, if you will. Can you take me to the cell that you put me in?
Don't put him in there, please.
Then lock him up forever.
Do you want to relive good times?
I have some curiosity.
Well, he sort of stuffs the last of his roll in his mouth and chews a bit, thinking, well, I was going to head home, but I suppose a quick trip back. Suppose you want to click Mr. Mask anyway, right?
I guess you guys can. I'm gonna, Kara, can we swing by the Mirror's Temple really quick on the way back?
Sure. Do we want to go now, or...?
Yeah, why don't we go now? I don't think they need us.
Okay,
I mean, there's nothing going on. We're in Dulwood. Everything's normal again.
Quiet.
That's true enough. And Kara's actually going to...
We gotta sing a song to the horses before bed. By the way, Corvus, you need to take better care of your horse. It's been having night terrors.
I mean, do you...
Horses have night terrors? Okay, it says...
Yeah, when I was talking to the horses before I got him to go through the teleport thing, basically Gunnar was telling me that he keeps freaking out every night because he keeps thinking the Griffins are coming to get him again.
Oh.
Remember the Griffins? Oh, it's kind of sad, isn't it?
That is.
I didn't know I could feel sad for a horse.
I am not a horse whisperer, so...
Also, tell Dave, your horse really wants you to get better at mounting because you apparently shift the weight around really bad. He says he can handle it, but he'd appreciate it if you didn't shift the weight so badly.
You are having proper conversations with animals, not like Dingus, but actual communications.
Dingus is not an animal, he's a dragon.
I know, but he does the flashy light thing.
She does converse with you.
Wait, isn't Dingus with you all? I'm just making sure that I'm not crazy.
I've been talking to animals since Winden.
Like, anyway.
She spoke to a pigeon just a bit ago.
I sent a pigeon off to the...
for quite a while.
Oh, by the way, I send animals as messengers now. That's how I do my sending. So if you see a weird bird come up and start talking to you, that's probably something I sent. I hope that went okay with Elias. Do you think he would get scared of a pigeon? Because I sent a pigeon to the King's Mercy earlier.
Oh, why is Garrett not that?
I mean, given there's just a bird running into his freaking building, yeah, I'm pretty sure someone would freak out about that.
Oh, wait, Marissa's there.
Marissa is actually covering her mouth, turning away, trying not to laugh.
Well, I didn't want him to think that we were still coming for dinner because we told him earlier, and I didn't expect anybody remembered to send word to him.
Out of curiosity, how does it deliver the message?
Well, when it gets there, it starts sounding like me, and it's replaced 25 words.
Marissa is moving away a bit.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for Gifton to decide if she wants to play a trick on us now that we know this. We're just going to have like a squirrel come in and go, help, help! One of the angels turned me into a freaking squirrel.
Don't.
Sakiel looks delighted.
All right, well, we're gonna go on to the Mirror's Temple. I'll meet everybody back at the King's Mercy. It was really good to see you, Mr. Shirey.
It was wonderful to see you as well.
I hope your daughter's doing well.
Oh, she is just fine. We're all doing fine. It's been nice. And
Did you hear we got the crypt sorted?
Yes.
Yeah, you heard that.
Well, I heard reports of water flowing up out of the river over a wall. And I, of course, had to come and check this out. So I did talk to Otherstone.
We're having tea with him tomorrow.
Oh. Well, that
I would
should be
not
nice.
be at all remiss if you showed up.
I would not turn up uninvited. If Fatherstone wants me, he'll have to ask me himself.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna send you a pigeon.
Yes.
Carrot can head off.
And he actually sort of sucks on the end of his fingers, see how greasy, for wiping them on his shirt, and looks at you, Corvus. Right, Mr. Atlas, let's go put you in jail. The rest of you are more than welcome to come along.
Do I need to sign anything?
No, but you're welcome to come watch if you want.
No, that does not sound entertaining.
Right, Mr. Atlas, and he just sort of gestures and starts heading along.
Corvus will go down.
Right, who's going where?
I'm going to the mayor's church.
I'm walking out of the keep.
Yep, you're walking out the keep with Lucy and Talia, but you will see Corvus and the Shire Reeve coming on in.
Uh,
Yeah, go well, Mr. Mask.
You'll probably hear tomorrow.
Or tonight from Maris.
Wasn't a yes, was it?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, good night to you.
Corvus, did you do something wrong?
No,
Yes, I'm locking him back up.
just
Did you get really drunk?
Insight, they are actually locking him up.
I'm asking though, did he get really drunk?
Gifton is going to the nearest church. You can meet up with us there.
Are they all going?
I'm pretty sure there may be some division.
I'm guessing the main group
I
of you
don't
are
need
heading
to
down
roll
that
advantage
way,
on that
even if
one.
you're splitting off, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of on the way.
Cass is heading up north.
Yeah.
This right here is where the mayor's church is. It wasn't
I'm
that far off.
gonna
The opposite side of the city.
look at Telia, and do you just want to go back to the inn and wait for them there, or do you want to take in some fresh air for a little bit?
I think can we just go for a little walk first?
Yes.
Aw. That poor dear. She has such a worse time.
I'm trying to make things better. It just keeps backfiring.
I will see the. I'm going to head home. Lucian says.
Yes.
Despite how that went, I hope that was enough for you to act on.
I think it is. And I've already cleared up with Marist about the room, so you don't have to worry about that.
Oh, grand. Thank you, my friend. And he sort of clasps you on the shoulder, nods firmly, and then takes a deep breath, turns on his heel, and starts heading home.
Thank God Carrick was here to suck that up.
Yeah.
I don't have to tell my brother about having to pay for a lot of He's going to walk a little more upright on the way home now.
Yes.
He's like, oh, I'm in trouble.
I should have done the line of, and from now on, no unprotected ritual. You'll get that line before we leave.
And you can go for a walk with Talia as you want. Gifton,
Yes.
I should ask Cassie, RG, Telday, are you going on with Gifton, or are you heading back to the inn? Cassie said you were heading north. Is that
Yeah, I'm heading towards the Temple of Orlon.
okay? You were going to the Orlon Temple.
RG was actually going to ask Marissa if she wanted to keep going there, if she wanted to go home and just rest.
I mean, it'd be nice to go home. It's getting very late, and a bit of company from you would be nice.
That sounds good.
And
We'll see you tomorrow, okay?
All right, see you tomorrow.
and she takes you in arm and starts almost skipping home with you.
Gifton's clapping. She thinks this is adorable.
What about you, Tilde?
I will head back to. I'll head toward the inn.
Did you distribute the keys?
No.
I got mine.
I would have distributed the keys.
Everybody but RG.
Okay, but before everyone splits off, you managed to distribute the keys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I would have handed them out as I saw them
Yeah.
anyways.
Yeah.
So
Basically,
I like
it would
that.
have happened back at the Capes. You had any keys
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
I would have just thrown it at Gift in the moment she showed up.
We gave you keys.
Right. Okay. Gitten.
Yep.
Care takes you to the nearest church across town.
Which I've been here a couple times
Mhm.
because I used to come here.
Yep. And Dingus is sort of meeping curiously on Care's shoulder.
What is it, Dingus?
And you get flashes of where go.
We're gonna go in church real quick.
And there's a sort of the curious head tilt at you, but he doesn't question any further. And yeah, you arrive at the church, which is closed right now. It's quite late at this point.
Okay.
Do you want to go in anyway?
I am going to ask Kara if we can sit at the steps for a bit.
Right, sure. And he sits down, sort of setting you gently on one of his legs.
I'm gonna sit there for a little bit, and I'm going to bow my head and pray. And I am invoking what I like to call nearly universal prayer. I am praying to Hevos, Mairi, Imor, Orlan, Talan, Tamari, Miris, Ilan. I'm skipping Morgani. I'm sorry. She's cray right now. I'm skipping her. I hate to be one of the many people who pray to ask for something. And I could be asking for wisdom, I could be asking for help, I could be asking for a great many things, but I'm going to ask for forgiveness and patience and love for somebody I care about. I know that I don't understand the reasons and choices that are made for many things, but the more I think about it, everything that seems like it's mattered that keeps pulling me back into what needs to happen. We need Draziel, and please don't hurt him. And whatever we've done, I'm sorry, but he's loved. And I know that that's not enough when somebody does the wrong thing, but I don't stop loving somebody when they've done the wrong thing. I have them do better, and I have them work at it, and I have them keep going. And please, don't just toss him away. And I hope I'm doing the right thing. He claps.
Is what you hear.
What the hell was that?
The soul clapping of somebody off to the sort of right of you, which Care is immediately sort of glancing over.
I'm gonna look over.
And stepping forward out of the shadows, which actually seem to be blending around them, keeping them hidden. There is a beautiful angel, right wings, just robed very casually.
Fucking over the place.
And
You already knew this.
you recognize the face of Lucifer,
What?
who seems to
Oh.
be smiling at you as he goes, "It's beautifully said.
Thank you.
You care about my brother deeply, don't you?
Yeah.
While his trial is ongoing, it should be coming to a close soon, and I promise you, seeing the affection you have for him, seeing the good he must be doing to earn such a thing, I will put in every word I can to see him safe and return to you."
Thank you.
May I ask, though, what is it that makes you care so deeply about him?
The sadness in his eyes. Somebody doesn't look that sad unless they care.
True. And Gifton.
Hmm?
You can swear he has that exact same look that Raziel has, that deep hurt, that deep sadness. Not even trying to show it on his face, just something about his gaze.
You have the same sad eyes.
And there is a soft smile on his face, as if trying to hide that. All of us carry some hurt, and the idea of my brother being unjustly treated does not sit well with me. Not after everything. I may not be on the best terms with him all the time, but he is my brother and I love him dearly.
Gifton's gonna nod. He shouldn't have to be punished when he's trying to do the right thing.
And he nods and he actually comes over closer and just kneels before you and Care, getting down on one knee. You know, Care's sitting, you're down low.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right thing. Tell me, what is it he is trying to do?
Don't warn about the first coming.
Before that. Not why he was down here, not what he knew about. Is a recent happening.
Sneaky little.
Gifton's gonna smile and say, I've learned many things in my time with your brother that I should not say.
Secrets. You would do well with our father.
Did you say I'd do well with their father?
Mm-hmm.
I doubt that. But I believe in what he's been trying to do.
And I can only hope that what he has been trying to do is a good thing. Tell me, it's a good thing.
From my time with him and my counsel, he has been on the path to a good thing.
And there is a smile on his face. He looks comforted, almost. And he just sort of bows his head gently at you as he closes his eyes. Thank you,
Back.
little sister. Yes.
It was good to see you, Lucifer.
Do you know my name?
I do.
Has he spoken of me?
Only once.
Can't imagine it was nice.
It wasn't bad, but it wasn't nice either.
As expected of siblings. And he slowly starts to stand up again. Are there any words that you wish me to carry to him? I may be able to pay him a small visit.
Tell him that we're keeping him in our thoughts and our prayers.
Of course. No, I'm sure he knows that already.
Oh, and tell him there's going to be 12.
And there's a little quirk of his eye before he sort of just looks over you and smiles. That's fascinating. Well then, little sister, I hope we can meet again with him at our side.
Goodbye.
And there's a small little bow, or with that sound of flapping wings, he's gone. And you hear Kay go,
Just patting the leg. He could still be here.
We don't have Corvus auto detect.
And from around the corner, I could be.
no, I'm not.
I
And
laugh.
I was expecting it to be Zachiel.
I would have been fine with that.
Yeah, or Lom could have been
But I mean, should we go down, sit outside the Eden Church and try and get her? Or, I mean, Mirror Church seems to bring a Mirror Angel.
But you know what we're gonna do? No more praying at churches. We go to the King's Mercy, and we're gonna go.
And he scoops you up protectively and starts to roll quite rapidly back to the King's
Kara's
Mercy.
in the same mindset of, oh man, we saw this man kill Elday like he was a bitch.
Yeah.
Yep. Sorry.
What's up? Sammy.
Yep.
Just gonna ask because I kept talking, didn't give you a chance. Did you want to insight any of that?
Oh yeah, I would actually.
In that case, give me 3 insight checks because there were quite a few statements from him.
All right. Well, the nice thing is I have empathic, so I'm gonna look at that really quick. I have expertise.
Nice.
No, I don't want to do the last part. So yeah, just never mind. I just have that thing. I just want to make sure because I always need to double check what I can do. So 3 insight checks. 1.
Very nice.
My God.
2. Oh,
Nice.
I rolled bad. 3.
Okay.
What the?
Sammy?
Yeah.
Genuine.
Mm-hmm. And I was technically genuine when I said I think Raz has been put on a better path since he's talked with us, but
It's not like Mirror's angels have
Actually, no, I
ridiculously
need to correct that.
high deception.
Genuine.
Yeah.
You're not sure.
Oh.
genuine, and I'm not sure. Ooh, with that 33 even. Ooh. Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Hightailing it out of there.
Right, you are able to head on home. Cassie, you wanted to head to the Orlan Church?
Yeah.
Okay.
I doubt they're open, but Cass is still going to.
Yeah.
cruise by.
You arrived there, and unfortunately, yes, it is closed up. The little freaking drawbridge they have is drawn up.
Okay.
It's just that sound of the ocean lapping at the shore and the moat waters themselves being disturbed a bit.
Oh, and
Cass is
Allie,
going to look down.
I know you
at
didn't.
the
You,
moat.
you didn't ask for it, but I'm giving you this because this is Gibson trying to cover up scared face when he showed up.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Karen Gifton failed that.
Cass is listening to the waves, just the relaxation, letting the storm loose. And she's just going to start muttering to herself. And she's like, I know this isn't the way that most would ever pray to you. But at this point, something has to be said. You know not me, I know not you. But Orlan, there is a discussion that needs to be had, and I hope you listen. There is a person we have both wronged in the past, and for whatever reasons you still hold to it, but I ask you this, not as a favor, but as a mercy. Release your curse upon Michael, let her know what she knew, and let her become what she was. Whether she stands with you or not, stripping away someone's memories to try and torture them or punish them is neither right nor merciful. You have taken everything from her and given her nothing. Have you not punished her long enough? Like I said, you owe me nothing, I owe you nothing, but please consider my words. And Cass is just going to stand up and trot back towards the King's Mercy.
Okay. You trot on back.
Gotta clap, otherwise I don't.
It feels weird hearing a prayer without a clap now, I gotta say.
Unless your clip claps count as claps.
Right, you clap all the way back home.
Telde.
Yes, Telde.
I guess Tilde is walking alone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You've all kind of gone your separate ways. Worlds apart. Here we stand.
You said it's relatively late, so
Yeah,
streets are pretty quiet then.
Yeah, after leaving dinner, heading back up to keep that meeting, it's probably starting to approach 11. And the streets are quiet, relatively so. There's still people out and about, there's a little bit of a nightlife here. But yes, the streets are rather quiet. Like, there are times where there is just no one else on the street with you.
During one of those times when there doesn't seem to be anybody with me, so they will speak out loud, not loud, but, regularish voice, I suppose, maybe slightly above regularish voice. Say, if there are any angels watching and wish conversation, it would be appreciated.
Okay, right. There's a few moments of silence before there is the out of an alleyway, as if they have gone down there to dispel their invisibility, rather than just riveting it in front of you. Steps familiar form, the Emorian angel Yomiel.
Yes, you again.
Yes. I think we have been breaching enough of the protocol that you've requested to speak.
You appear to know more about the previous existence.
It is coming out now. The revelation of a fallen one of the great ones. There have been explanations. It is causing no small amount of upset. Or do you refer to your own previous existence? One and the same, really.
I suppose. I would like to know more.
As with many of us. This is part of why my offer stands.
Do you think it is possible to be the previous form again?
In body, I don't think so. But I think... They say it's been ripped from you, but I don't think so. I think you have been torn, fractured. I think it is all still there. I think it's possible to repair it. In mind, at least. I don't know if you wish a physicality.
Is it broken?
In my view, yes. But you are a different person now. You view yourself as broken.
I do not.
And that is something to think about very carefully, because, well, you will remember all of this. Who is to say that you will be the same person?
No, that is not the question I should ask. What were people before?
They were much like people now, who were a bit more primitive. The design hasn't changed much. The placement of faith, that has. This land is a little unique in that regard.
I wish I could know more.
Oh, and I am here to assist. If it's just memories you want, I'm sure we could try and reattach those carefully.
There are others who seem to remember things, have attachments.
Yes, like I
This
said,
could assist them.
your kind has been torn up, separated, pulled to pieces, but they're still there, some attached, some not. I can help you, because you are a special case. You and your group. you're outside the usual bounds of interference. We have strict rules on how we are allowed to interact with mortal kind, but you are now an exception because you are of such interest.
Ah, so you are naturally apathetic.
I think I am a kind man. I think I care about your kind, but I have a more final look on that. I care about
Please
seeing
explain.
you. I care about seeing you each to your final resting place far more than I care about. And he just sort of gestures around him.
And do you eagerly await your own final resting place?
I've thought about that quite often. I don't know if I have a finality, but I think all things must end in the end. Those of my brethren that are slain, they have to go to that place. I don't cherish the thought of that for myself. I like to think that if we continue to exist, there is a grander end for us.
And why not to mortals?
You do get a grand end. You get to ascend to the heavens.
And why should you... Oh, is that what you are saying you wish? That you could also ascend?
I already dwell there. I am content with my duty. But again, all things end, and I can only imagine there must be something waiting for me beyond that graveyard of early death.
What do you get out of your service?
He actually looks a little confused when you ask that, and sort of head counting to the side. I get the honor of serving my father.
And this
The fulfillment of
pleases
duty.
you?
And of course. See a soul safely to its rightful place. How could I not be proud of that? When you have to escort so many, be they soldiers killed in battle, or a child that has died because it was sickly, be able to offer some small comforts and reassurance a companion to the end, it's a worthy task.
I understand.
Yes, I expect you to. You like to help people, yes?
Yes.
Then we are one and the same, just in different regards.
Perhaps my people serve a similar function, unintentionally.
Your people are curious. This gone dead god, he says with a little reverence in his voice. I think that there was one and that they had a people. I want to know more. That's why I was more than eager to observe you.
I hope we do not cross paths in a negative manner.
I would not wish that myself. Although, the wishes of my father, I must obey them. I don't think he wishes you ill will. He very few ill will.
The efforts of the other, the patron of mine. What is your opinion?
He looks at you curiously. You speak of the arch-traitor or of your dead god?
I do not know enough about the dead god to ask.
Yeah, he sort of folds his arms a bit and looks off to the side. Neither do I know not enough of his efforts to say that I know he stood against God's wishes. This does not sit well with me.
So the destruction of this world, it is fine.
The destruction of this world. What do you mean?
That is the effort that is being expended, an attempt to prevent destruction.
He straightens up a bit, arms suddenly unfolding, and he takes a few steps closer to you. What are you speaking of? He returned to warn us of Morgani's fall.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that? I didn't hear you quite well enough.
What are you speaking of? He returned to warn us of Morgani's fall.
He doesn't know.
It appears that you do not know all of what is happening.
His eyes flicker over you for a moment. It appears you are being deceived by a traitorous angel.
Perhaps we are both being deceived.
No, I think not, but I cannot expect a mortal to see through the lies of a mere angel. They are quite adept.
Angels can die, correct?
They can.
What makes them so different from mortals?
Manner of our creation, I suppose. The gods took their own essence, crafted us.
Is that not, to an extent, what humanity does, and other animals?
I suppose, which is why we call them our parents.
So again, what is the difference?
The stuff of divinity rather than the stuff of flesh and blood. This meat suit, not what I am. I am light, I am energy. I am divine.
Interesting.
Still, these kind of questions can be answered by scripture, by many a book. Is there nothing you wish to know? You asked if I can help you remember, but you seem reluctant still.
I do not know what would happen if I remember. I am not sure I wish to lose what I am, or to gain what I once was.
Because you do not know what you once was.
Affirmative.
Would you sacrifice yourself for another to save them?
Yes.
Would you sacrifice yourself for another to bring them back from an existence they don't even know they are trapped in?
I do believe I see what you are asking.
He gives you a sort of wry smile. I would not force the decision upon you. It is a heavy one to make, as much as I am simplifying it. But it is one to think about very carefully. Ask one creature to end its life for another. It's a great service, but a heavy one. And I think that is akin to what you would be doing.
Yes. I suppose it would be.
Then, as much as I would like to see you whole, may I suggest an alternative?
And what is that?
You have some very clever people amongst your group, and you seem to have connections. I can only piece together what is in there, which means it is in there. Perhaps there is another way to reclaim memory without losing yourself.
I shall have to see.
In that case, I think we have talked enough.
You asked if I would be willing to sacrifice for another.
Yes.
Is the only thing you are willing to sacrifice for your God?
A question I perhaps have to dwell on myself. I feel there is a greater purpose even then. He charged us with seeing you safe. Perhaps that is more important than even him.
It seems you have already asked yourself the question I was going to ask next. Thank you for speaking with me.
He just bows his head slowly. And I bid you a good night.
And the same to you.
And he just walks back into the alleyway. And then walks back out, invisible, to keep training.
Oh shit! I forgot to go.
I like to think he didn't actually have his wings out during that because he knew better, just in case anybody saw him.
Yeah.
Smart boy.
And you can continue your walk back, if you so please.
Yep, I'll just head back to the tavern.
Right. Okay, Corvus.
Yeah.
You are led into the jail cells. Where Bill, the scribe seems a little confused to see Bill walking in with you, and she just goes, "Oh no, what's happened?" No, nothing. Mr. Ellis just wants to reminisce about good times. And she gives you a perplexed look as he leads you into the cells, Corvus. And currently, there seems to be one cell occupied. There is a man that's just sort of trashed up, sort of got a blanket wrapped around him, huddled in a corner. But your cell is empty.
Yeah, the dark cell. Is there anybody in there?
Empty currently.
Do you mind opening it?
Yes, certainly. And he opens it up for you.
He'll walk in. Little featureless box. Corners, walls.
Yep, corners, walls, and eyes.
Eyes.
Seems all each of the corners, you see eyes slowly starting to open up in human red shot orbs, just staring at you.
Are they angelic essence or?
Yeah, no, they do not seem to be. It seems like a lot of your prior visions.
He would turn back to William.
Cozy?
You put me in this cell.
Yes.
Why exactly was this particular cell chosen?
He gives you a perplexed look and just shrugs and goes, well, it was empty.
He'll step out of it and shut the door.
And you sort of turn, shut the door, Corvus, and you look at the other cells and you're thinking, all of them were empty. The ones close to the door were empty.
William. This cell, like many others, were empty. It was myself and Archie and one other poor fool.
Mm-hmm.
There are many more cells in this place than just that one.
Yes, we need a lot of cells. Sometimes
He put me in that one.
I just did. No reason for choosing it over any other.
Insight.
Okay, go ahead and roll your insight.
17.
I think I need to refresh. Right, he seems genuinely a little confused about the line of inquiry.
Remember I asked upstairs about a certain group.
Yes.
I was made contact with that group after staying in that cell.
What, did someone come to speak to you?
Indeed.
You're suggesting they came up to these bars in particular for you?
They came out of the corner, out of the darkness. You put me in that cell for a particular reason. You put me in that cell in particular for a reason.
Mr. Adler, they couldn't have come out of the corner, and he's actually going to go get one of the torches from the walls in here, and just sort of brings it over to the cell, shines it near the bars, and lights the corners up.
The eyes are visible to me.
The eyes seem to recede when he does that.
He will remove his glasses.
Good God, man. What have you done?
I have done things to understand, and I'm trying to understand why. In particular, this place. There are eyes in this room that you cannot see. And then as you bring in that torch, they fade away. I was made contact by this organization because I was put in this chamber. They saw me. They knew me. My name has weight to it, supposedly, to these individuals. And I am trying to figure that out. I'm going to ask you again. Not as a threat, just as a curiosity. Why did you put me in this room when all other cells were open?
He actually frowns at you, Corvus, and he walks back to the wall, puts the torch back up, and just goes, "Are you insinuating that I have something to do with this organization of yours?"
At the moment, I am unsure.
Mr. Adlas, I have walked many people into this room and put them in many cells. Sometimes it's the third one down. Sometimes it's the one right next to the door. Depends how lazy I am feeling. Guards put people in cells at random. As were you put there. I'm not quite sure I believe your story of eyes in the walls or people coming out of the walls. If someone managed to teleport in magically and you didn't alert us, that is your own doing. I have nothing to do with whatever organization you're talking about, this gentleman.
I'll roll again, because that's a thing. Oh,
you have no clue.
He'll put his hand on his forehead and rub his brow.
I'm trying to be kinder to you than I was, out of respect for what you have gone on to do. But I have my limits of patience, Mr. Atlas, and calling into doubt my honor.
I don't. I had worries and concerns.
Don't let your worries and concerns turn into paranoia.
You don't. I can't say that because it would be considered maddening.
Mr. Atlas, I have worked within the Guard for basically my entire life. I don't think there is a single day where I have not been accompanied by someone or another. I don't really get days off. I work and I work for the good of this town. You could ask anybody here, and they would tell you, I don't believe. I don't think I have the capability, the time to work with some secret organization.
I believe you, William. I do.
But I don't.
There is an organization here in this town. They are not as powerful now for the actions that we and the fellows of my party have undertook. They go by the name of the gentleman. Their moniker is Eyes. He will pull out the ring that is scored. This is one of theirs.
And I will keep watch for it. Although, frankly, to me, this looks like the arcane eye you'd see in a lot of schools of magic.
It is. It also has connotations with the divine, but that's a different story. Do be careful with these individuals. They may be less powerful now, but they have capabilities that go beyond explanation. And I am using those capabilities now. They can teleport in and out of places that do not leave a magical signature behind.
That's some kind of illusionary masking. They can ask Maris to put wards up if you think this is a genuine concern.
It rips reality. It goes to places where people should not ever go.
He looks very doubtful. Please give me a persuasion check.
Yeah.
He seems unconvinced. He just shakes his head. Miss Atlas, perhaps you should get some rest.
I have one other thing I wanted to do down here. I wanted to confirm something, and if it leads to nothing, then it leads to nothing, and I will drop this topic with you.
What is it, Mr. Atlas?
He will step back. I'm going to draw my cane.
He gives you a wary look, but slowly nods.
Understandable. Slowly draws it. Goes to the corner that the gentleman came out of. William, what I'm going to do is what they did. And this shows that my concerns are very true. There are horrors beyond here. And I pray they do not reverberate to you, because you are a good man. And there needs to be more people like you in this world. What he's trying to do is that he's trying to see if he can see a connection between this exact point and some other point that maybe a gentleman came from.
So you're trying to see if there were paths already travelled?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
And he will slice.
Okay, you might want to give me that investigation check first.
Okay.
Okay. So this is a little different from what you've normally tried to do. Normally you're already pre-selecting a point you want to go to, choosing from what you can see available. Now you're trying to see if there's any way to discern paths already travelled. And yes, there is something about it, these sort of lines of reality. The ones that are, you think that's being used, it just seems to be fainter, weaker, almost frazzled, fraying. You're going to slice it?
Yep.
Okay. You slice it. A rift opens up.
I'll speak with you in the morning, William. And he will step through and follow the line.
Okay. Right. Corvus steps on through, and you step into the empty. It is calm as usual. Well,
Oh no!
calm
Why
as
did you go in by yourself?
calm as it can be with that sort of writhing mass you can now see, and you can see
Not
your
just by
destination ahead.
yourself.
And you walk along, and there's your exit. You going through?
Yep.
Okay. As you draw your sword to slice your way out, something steps up beside you. In a familiar form of Carrick. He just smiles at you.
Oh. Hello.
Hello. Shall I
Show you what?
open it for you? I'm learning. I would like to try.
Yes.
Good. Okay. And he reaches down into the murkiness, and you see Carrick pulling his arm out of this thick black liquid that makes up the bottom of the empty, and a rapier, much like yours, in his hands. She looks at curiously, for he swipes at the spot you were going for, and then he looks disappointed as nothing happens. Perhaps not learned enough yet. That place you came from, you have been there, yes?
Yes.
And how you got there, here. You needed to be there to be here now, yes?
Yes.
Then how did you make sure that they were there?
They, the others that come through.
Yes. He is walking through now, as they all are.
There's one in here.
They are all in here, as you are.
Interesting.
He does not know of you yet.
I imagine he does in some form or fashion, but the thing I think that you're trying to grasp is maybe tangibility. We are part of the place I come from, and we are using this and whatever power that these things give us to access this place. We are harnessing that power.
You are letting me learn how to do so for your place. But you and yours have been so much more communicative.
I am not communicative with those that also go through here.
No, not the ones with the blades. The ones you bring.
I can access this place.
Hmm.
Those that go before me can access the tear. When I leave the tear behind, it shuts.
I never see this tear.
You never. The tear does not show itself on the opposite end. I imagine that the exit you could see.
Then I will watch, and then I will help make sure that your friend knows to send you here.
What friend?
The one that came from where you just came from. The one that arrived there for you. I have this once, and he gestures at himself you call him a name, an identity. I have what is his, and he actually reaches into what looks like Carrick's bag of holding and pulls out the little book on Enochian. He had this at a point, and I do. And it is because of this that he knew how to be here with you and the one that unites you all.
Yes.
I need you to open that for me, he says, just pointing to a spot. Before you go.
Yay!
So, okay, let me get this straight.
Don't say no.
Yeah, I'm
Because
not
you can't
saying
say no to Super God.
I know that. He
But
is
also could say no to Super God.
He is asking to deliver the book
Please.
to a place that Raziel is going to be, so he has the book. But I'm also confused that he's also talking about the gentleman coming to get me. Say again, Ali.
It is a small ask for us to be able to talk.
It is. Where do you need to?
That spot right there. A small slice that I am woefully incapable of performing.
Corvus is starting to piece a lot of things together, and it's troubling him deeply, but he is going to slowly slice at that spot.
Right, you open up a rift. Through that rift, Corvus, you can see what looks like to be a dingy old bookshop, which this creature just looks down at the book it's holding and casually tosses it forward through the rift.
Oh my god, it's the book for Carrick!
Yeah.
Thank God for you placing that together. As soon as the book came out, I'm like, oh God, please don't let that not get there.
And now you must finish your journey of... now.
Yes.
And I will guide your friend.
I hope we are speaking of the same front. And you'll slice his rift.
Right. And you're able to slice a rift, and you step on through, coming out into what looks to be a stone hall. Dimly lit, candles just burning to give a little bit of light for anyone that may be acting at night. Around you can see bookshelves, tables arrayed, some with tomes open on them, and banners hanging around between bookshelves, emblazoned with the eye of the gentleman. As you arrive in the gentleman's lair, and that's where we're going to end this week.
Yes!
What?
So who's your next character going to be, Marcus?
Alright,
Jesus.
everyone take 4,000 XP.
How much do we get
Belly
for
of the Beast
Corvus?
alone.
Well, you gotta wait until next week for that. And we will see you same time next week.